So 2 large Yuan-Ti flank a man in red robes who's haggling with a merchant over some slaves in a pen nearby, their eyes meticulously watching the crowd scanning for threats. Tongues flicking in and out, tasting the air. Almost unnoticeable, a small cloaked figure lurks in the shadows between the slave pens. Its hand reaches out slowly, carefully, and intentionally towards the man's coin purse. The man doesn't notice. The guards don't seem to notice either. Then in a flash, less than a blink, the closer Yuan-Ti has its sword out, covered in blood, the falchion dripping with the life of the man who tried to steal the coin purse. The cloaked figure is laying on the ground, writhing in pain, his severed arm laying nearby. The man in red robes never even bothers to look away from the merchant he's dealing with. The crowd murmurs for just a moment, and then, as the figure stops screaming and goes still, everything goes back to normal. It's just another day in the City of Chains. So,
I'm pretty sure I would have had a reflex save on that.
Maybe. Maybe.
I'm telling you, dexterity saves.
Speaking of saves, somebody want to give us a bless?
A little bit of a bless, I suppose.
I just want to double check.
What?
Did we not take any damage in that fight?
You probably did not.
No, we didn't.
We did
Because the mage was the only one that could fire, and we stopped her from firing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Between that and like Tony's
the wolves.
Yeah, Tony's doggos, like
Yeah.
Yeah, that fight wasn't designed to hurt you guys. It was designed to kill people.
I don't think I even swung.
And in Barovia, that would have been successful.
Yes. In Barovia, there would have been a backup plan.
In Barovia, we would have killed everybody, and then they still die.
Like,
Turns out the mage had dead
Is Barovia Mother Russia? Is that what's happening here?
It was on a timer that we didn't realize that anyone pushed because we didn't roll a high enough. Like
we would have opened the gate, and that would have caused us to activate. Killing them,
or something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Or it's just something.
Just something. So
Barovia is psychological Saw.
Only when it's done right. So you guys are at the slave docks. You've rescued 250 of your people. Is everybody good pretty much with the plan to send the other teams
Injured
combined
teams.
back?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that means team Flint
Bloodspear
Rock and the
Mandible.
team Mandible, led by Ziz, will be heading out. Ryan,
Is Ziz okay with going back?
neither of the captains are okay with going back. But they definitely understand the need to go back. So these people, they're Kren, so they're capable, and now you have some of them armed because there was a sizable amount of drow weaponry in the area. But at the same time, they're tired, they're weak, they've been in captivity for days on end and marched, so they're not in good fighting form, and they need some people to be. So they get it. But before Ziz heads out, Ryan, he starts to practice that move with you again, that disarming, that move where he spins his spear around to raise his armor class up. So, yeah, he's practicing that with you again. I would say at this point, you don't achieve it yet, but you definitely got the technique close to mastered.
Nice.
So it's something you can now practice on your own. So if you want to put some downtime towards that, you can roll downtime points for learning that maneuver. And then when you get enough, you can purchase that maneuver.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. And so then they turn around and head back. During that time, you do hear back from the other groups. The other groups were not as successful, but somewhat successful. The team far to the south at Agara was... they had a lot of problems. A lot of the recon forces were killed. That's the one close down to the... what's that called on the southern...
Giraffe or whatever.
No, the bone fields. I meant on the Underdark.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they had a rougher go. There were a lot of undead down in that area, and the drow were actually taken out by a random swarm of undead, and these teams stumbled upon the survivors fighting alongside of the few surviving drow against these swarms of undead. They did take them out, and then they summarily executed most of the drow, and they're dragging one of the high-ranking drow back for questioning.
Excellent.
Good.
The Talpoit group found their people, but the minute they found their people, they didn't get the drop on the drow like everybody else did. So they made quick work of the drow, but several of their people were killed. So they were both those groups were only about half as successful in rescuing refugees. But those two towns were a lot smaller, so they feel they've rescued everybody who had survived the capturing from those towns.
Okay.
So you are the only group in question now, as Sellet would inform you that they captured these ships from some drow slavers leaving the City of Chains. This was going to be round 2 of drop-off. They couldn't get all of the capturees on the first round of ships that went across the sea. And so Sellet and his men stowed aboard the ship, sprung a trap on them in the middle of the night, and captured the ships while they were on their way back. So that's what had happened right before he was pulling up. Well, days before he pulled up, but that's what they're doing on those ships. So he wishes your people that you're sending back good luck and wants to know what you're thinking.
Take us as slaves. We will infiltrate as slaves.
Well, you won't need to in the City of Chains. It's completely neutral ground. We could do that, but I have my own mission there.
Dwarves are welcome there?
Any surface folk are welcome there. As long as you're there with money to purchase whatever, or you're picking up or dropping off.
Gotcha. I thought it was just Underdark folk were welcome. Everyone is welcome here?
He would explain to you that surface races are definitely distrusted, but there's several surface dwellers who own businesses in town.
Okay. And it's definitely understood that lawful good people don't flourish here. Chaotic people do.
He would tell you that lawful's really not a bad thing in the City of Chains. You'll find several people that are lawful. It's probably the most well-run city in the Underdark. And he says that's probably because of the Illithids. Which is really funny, because the trailer came out today, and I was like, oh, how fun.
What does that mean?
They run the city. They collect of slaves that are dropped off.
Do we know what illithids are?
You guys probably don't.
Okay.
So he would explain them to you. He'd give you a brief rundown on them, that nobody really knows what they are, where they came from, tell you some of the rumors of them being from the Astral Sea, but basically that they eat people's brains, and that they have mind powers, and they have mind powers that are strong enough to just look at you and stun you. But they have a tight grip on the city, and everybody pretty much respects that because the city is very profitable for everyone in the Underdark. And let's see, what else would he tell you about the City of Chains? It's a great walled city, has its own kind of weird purple light. It's divided into quarters. There is a Druger and a Drow quarter, each on opposite sides of the city. For the most part, nobody else goes into those quarters unless invited. There's a general, they call it the quarter of denizens. That's basically for anybody else. And then there's the markets, which include the docks and other places where they sell slaves. Beneath the city is the Illithid colony. They don't live on the surface of the city. They live below it for the most part. They run the city, and they use the slave trade to feed the colony. They collect a tithe of any slaves that are traded. So they collect a tithe in the colony. It's run by a being known as the Cerebrant. Most people believe it to be an elder brain. And he'd say most people are wrong.
Oh.
Does he know what runs it?
He has a guess.
Okay.
And it's why him and his people are here.
Oh.
They're gunning to kill it.
Oh, good.
Whoa.
Wonderful.
How
I
many?
I believe that's above our pay grade.
I mean, maybe. Who? How many people does he have?
He's got about 50 drow. 10 right now. There's about 10 on each of the 5 ships. He's got 50 soldiers, and they look skilled. You as you guys have waited and for them to run errands and pick up other groups and head back, you've watched them practice and sell it in particular. Man, this guy could probably. You feel like he could. You would never admit it, but he could clean up your group all by himself without thinking.
Nice.
Okay. So the next question then is fair market value. How much are we looking at needing now that they're there? The only way to acquire them will be to steal them or purchase them.
Yep.
If we were looking to go with the honest route, how much are we looking at needing?
You'd have to figure there's about 500 people over there, and they probably sell for about 250 gold a pop.
Jeez.
Okay. So we have to steal them.
He says most likely, which is where him and his group can aid you, because once they launch their attack, it's all going to break loose in the city.
Yeah.
Has this city ever been sieged before, like you're planning to do?
He says this isn't a siege.
Infiltrated, attacked, something of this caliber. I'm sure there's been small fights and skirmishes.
He would say that over the course of history, both sides have tried to capture the city for themselves and run it for themselves, but they've always been pushed back.
Okay.
Or the city always seems to somehow fall back under the control of the Illithids.
Somehow, some weird way.
Yep.
And then final question, I guess, from Phil. The fact that these guys are all drow, would it behoove them or would it give them any advantage to have somebody assisting their group, such as us, to be in any position to help them to then increase our chances of success?
He would suggest that you just focus on your task and let them focus on theirs, because yours is going to be hard enough without getting wrapped up in what they're doing.
Yep.
Yeah. What do they
Phil
have?
would like to try and decipher if we're being used.
Yeah, I have been what's the word I'm looking for?
Paranoid?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I think the whole thing is sketchy, obviously, but I don't know who this guy is.
Did he give us specifics on how they plan on achieving that? Or they just said they're doing it?
They just said they're
Is
doing
he willing to give us specifics on it?
You don't even know exactly what they're going to kill, because he's already told you it's not an elder brain.
Yeah.
So Andy being part, or Mav being part of the order, would have some history of Selip Drechthelion. Not much, though. I mean, you guys being dwarves probably would have heard rumors of the Silver King's bodyguards, who are drow, redeemed drow. So it's out there and it's talked about. It would be something that the Kren would find almost repulsive, but at the same time, you'd be like, but if the dwarves accept them, they gotta be good at what they do, even if they are still drow.
Mm-hmm.
It's that whole dwarven respect for skill. And
Yeah. Okay.
And Celadid was the leader and founder of that group 400 plus years ago.
Okay.
So you would have some of that. He would be completely honest with you when you say, "Are you being used?" He would tell you, not in a crude sense, but they are definitely going to take advantage of the fact that you're going to cause a distraction as well. And
But that this could be a mutually beneficial thing.
That's the exact words I was about to use.
Okay.
That he thinks your coming along has greatly increased their chances, and the only chance you guys have is what they're doing.
Wonderful. Okay.
I'm sorry I missed it, but what's their desire to get out of all this ordeal?
They are on a mission to kill whatever is in charge of the Illithids down here.
Okay.
Right. Is he willing to share with us what he thinks it is?
Sure. He would sit down and he would pull out a jar.
Oh.
And in that jar is a strange little creature that looks similar to frog spawn. It looks like a tadpole. And he says, these are their children. And he kind of shakes it a little bit. He doesn't really worry about it being shook. The illithids plant these in creatures, and if it takes hold, they become more like them. If it takes hold in a humanoid, they become them. But humanoids aren't the only creatures who've taken a tadpole. My people have a story of a black dragon that went missing from those parts 1,000 years ago.
Good lord.
And he sees
So
the look
1,000 years ago? So a 1,000-year-old dragon?
1,000-year-old dragon whose face is full of tentacles and eats brains.
It's the Cthulhu Rex with wings.
It's a plesiopus.
I had a great picture that it took me forever to find of this thing, and then I left it on my computer at work. I'm very sad.
Oh.
So I will post it to chat tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you might end up fighting it still. Who knows? Who knows? It'll depend on what you morons do. He says it's unconfirmed, but he believes that's what's actually running the colony.
I'm going to reiterate, that's above our pay grade.
Yes, yes it is.
With that, are you able to sacrifice anything from yourselves to assist us in our mission? Because I don't think the 5 of us idiots are going to do a whole lot without some local help.
He kind of smiles and says, "We are sacrificing ourselves. You'll be able to capitalize on that."
Oh, okay.
All right. How long is this trip across the lake?
It's
or whatever
a couple
it's
of days.
sea? Oh, okay. So it's okay.
Yeah, so you would have lots of time to get to know Sullet and speak with him and talk to him.
Yeah, it's Cthulhu.
Yeah. I found one that is of a blackish looking dragon that's mouth is just full of tentacles, and it's got its wings and stuff are really tentacly. It was a great picture. I wish I
Filthy.
Yeah.
I love it. All right. Let's set sail. Good grief. Can we have one of these ships if we succeed to get away? Or we're gonna need more than one to get these people out, aren't we?
Yeah, you're gonna need several ships.
How much time? This may answer this question. How much time does he think it'll take for them to siege this creature?
Well, they're going to be in the city for about a day, and the first thing they need to do is they need to find a way to disable the cranium rats.
The what?
That sounds like a job for us.
Yeah.
The what?
I mean, probably not.
Old vermin smasher over here.
He says, well, cranium rats are hyper-intelligent rats that are bred by the illithids. They're psychic. They can communicate telepathically in a hive mind, and they are the eyes and the ears of the postulants, which is what you would have at this point in time come to know what the illithid guards in the city call themselves. Basically, everybody's kind of left to deal with problems in matters of law and commerce on their own. And if there is a problem that can't get solved without bloodshed or can't be solved by quick bloodshed, the postulants show up. And that's something that nobody wants.
Right, because they get inside your brain and get the real story.
Yeah.
No, they just get inside your brain. That's it.
I feel like they probably already have the real story.
Barn
the
door.
cranium rats are, he said they're everywhere in town. And there's a temple where their minds are hubbed. He said that's our first target. Then after that, everything's going to break into chaos in the streets, and we'll head down below. Once we head down below, everything that will want to protect the dragon will be throwing itself at us.
So, question. Thanik,
Yeah.
do you still have a barrel of black powder?
I do. It's a small barrel, but yeah, I still have one.
I don't know, 6 pounds. I don't think that's pretty small.
It's
That
not
might-
6 pounds.
That might be enough to
It's,
disturb.
I wrote
the
down
temple.
how much it was.
I thought it was 6 pounds.
Maybe it was 6
Yeah.
pounds. I wrote
Well,
down how much it was.
I thought I remember 6.
So
Oh,
on
the
the
weight
way
is off
there, are
on
we
this.
going to learn how to sail these things? Or are we going to learn how to... Because if you guys are all dead, we're going to need to get out on our own. We're going to need to learn how to captain these ships.
Yeah, they'd spend some time showing you how to sail the ships. He said, but you won't fit all your people on this, and you won't be able to divide yourselves out to sail the ships. I don't think the ships are your best route out.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there another way up to the surface, like on these mountains that's by the City of Chains?
You would know that there's a lot of ways up to the surface from the Underdark. You would also know that you found one.
We did.
The crevice.
Not
The
no,
earthquake.
Not the split. In the composting cavern.
Oh, that's
yeah.
right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Come up through the poop cavern.
But where's that in relation to on here?
It would, well, you have a pretty good idea that Illinois is somewhere. Oh, most of you already have that map open. Not everybody. I'll
Yeah,
show
what
it
happened to
real
the other map? The one we were marking up.
quick. It's there.
It's in there somewhere.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh, I might have turned off sharing to speed loading.
Gotcha. That's okay. I just know that one had Illinois marked on it.
No, that one did not.
Oh.
This one used to.
Gotcha.
And you could still go to the Discord and find that one, but I just drew an arrow on there. You know it's somewhere over there.
Okay.
Okay.
We know that Elenos is occupied enemy territory, right?
We don't. We just know that
Yeah.
people came. We don't know what happened to it, though.
It is
True.
assumed that Illinois is occupied territory. If it's not, it is completely surrounded.
Well, and besides that doesn't come out like exactly at Illinois. It comes out.
Near.
South.
Outside. Well, yeah, it does. I know.
Right, but that's also a perfect backdoor for us to get behind enemy lines where they're not going to be expecting some idiots to show up with 500 people to start a war.
500 slaves who are malnourished and unarmed.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
know that, and they're Kren. So let me, for once, have my citizenship boast, all right? Because I don't normally.
And you would also know that it is believed that the split that Tony mentioned earlier does reach to the Underdark. The Sky Breach is a hole, and you can see it all across the sea. There's light that comes down through there. Even in the nighttime, it's brighter than what's down here. That's a hole that reaches all the way up to the surface. You've never seen it yourselves, but you heard of it, and now you can see it across the sea. So you know
Right.
there's several ways out.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, Phil.
Yeah.
This is clearly something we don't need to figure out right this exact second. But, what was her name? The lady of
Still hours.
Still, yeah. I want to say Still Waters. It's like that's something different.
That is someone different.
Yeah. Can you communicate with her regularly?
Not regularly. I have means to do so, but she chooses whether or not to respond.
Do you want to ask her if she wants to hang out? Let some of us hang out there for a little bit and get rested up. Specifically talking about the slaves. Once we get to the poop cavern, instead of see if we can herd all these hurt and injured people into the Feywild for, I know the Feywild's all goofy, but maybe we could take a pit stop there and rest and recover.
I can also ask the Lady of the Lake. Both are options.
Okay.
So.
I mean, it might not go anywhere, but
I will set Tabitha to task with that communication.
okay.
Okay. Tabby will tell you that That's a long way away.
Right. I don't know how to use you here. I don't know how to use her here.
Okay.
We have the sky breach.
Yep. That's
She can be
where she's
invisible.
gonna go.
Yep. I would tell her to not come back, but to pay a visit to both of those. And if she can find someone who can use sending to just send me a message if she gets. Actually, can I explain to what the heck's her name? Azani. Can she use sending and attempt a sending spell?
Yeah, so you start explaining to Hizani that you want to have her send a message to your invisible pixie girlfriend.
No. To the Lady of Still Hours.
Yeah, I don't know if that's going to be any better.
Oh,
It's true. I don't want her talking to Tabby. Tabby will get jealous.
She can try. She can certainly try.
Yep.
Make a D20 luck roll.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody blow on my dice.
Yeah. Is
Oh, boy. There it goes.
Yep.
And it's been...
oh,
That's good. It's an 8.
it was a 16 on mine. Gosh.
Well, it's a 16 on mine too.
Mine too, and then an 8 popped up.
Yeah.
Technology.
Yeah.
Hizani does not get a response.
Yep.
All right.
Good. We'll see when we get there.
All right. Can I cast Identify on this spider thing, necklace,
sure
brooch,
can.
whatever it is? Where are you? 27? 20, 28, 20, 34?
34. Okay. This is a brooch of minor disguise self. It is minor because it will only transform you into a drow. But you can it's very disadvantageous for the drow because you can only become another drow, even though that has its uses. But for you guys, it might be a bit better.
Can we use it to beat any drow?
You could copy a drow that you've seen.
Right,
Yeah,
that's what I
I was
mean.
gonna say,
That's what I
yeah.
mean. Yeah.
Match the spell. You have to have seen it.
Could I become the Drow Mage?
Yes, you could.
How does that work with height difference? Does he just become a short drow mage?
Yeah, he'll be. You can be within a foot of how tall you are, but they're taller than that. So you would be about 6 inches short for this individual.
You're Mav. Are you one of the shorter ones? I don't remember what your height is. I think Phil and I are the tallest. I think Phil's a little taller than I am.
Yeah, Phil's hefty.
I am. I'm almost 6 foot.
How are you 6 foot? Jeez.
I said almost 6 foot.
Yeah, how are you almost 6 foot?
I'm broken. Remember?
Yeah, clearly.
So the only thing
You're
I
not
would
broken. You're just stretched.
It would depend if we want any persuasion skills.
I have persuasion.
Yeah, he might be okay with that.
Okay.
Mav's probably better. Mav's a charisma caster, so he's
Mav is
That's
better.
way better than me.
Yeah, the only thing I'm yeah. Does that require attunement?
It does. It is an attunement item.
Okay.
Can it change your gender?
Yep. It works just like the disguise self spell, other than it's just got the you have to look like a drow limitation.
Okay. So you might, Mav, you might be the best option because you can just change your clothing to the color. And then you don't have to worry about wearing robes. You don't have to worry about it being all not matchy. You know what I mean? You're still not going to match, though, because you're not the right height. You're a lot fatter than a drow.
I can be a little skinnier and I can be a little shorter, but
No, but I mean,
I'm
if somebody like grabs you or you walk past somebody, you're still gonna physically be there.
Yep,
Physically,
there are some things, but
I do speak the language, though.
You do.
Yes, he
You
does.
do. You do.
So,
Alright. So, does anybody have any concerns with Mav having that thing?
No.
Yeah, I think I'm fine with that then.
Do we want to give him the Ring of Shifting back?
That's wonderful.
uh-huh.
How many attunement items do you have at the moment, Mav?
I have a Pearl of Power.
All right, I'm gonna put the Ring of Shifting back in the
Yeah,
party sheet.
fine.
Go ahead and grab it. That'll be your third.
And we don't have the necklace in here, do we?
What necklace? No,
No,
Mike
no.
did not give us that necklace.
I did not make it.
Okay.
Adam will probably have it done in the next 5 minutes. Don't worry.
I mean, I can, but
That was a suggestion. I cast a spell.
all right, here we go.
All right, so you guys spend the next couple of days on the boat as you go past the sky breach. Phil spends a lot of time on deck talking to himself, it looks like, and then flies off. And Phil, on your pillow that night, you find a little pair of pink shoes. Just in case.
What are they for? Tony's
Just-
confused.
Just something that Tabby left you to remember her by.
Oh, because she flew off.
Yeah, and she's got a long way to go.
Yep. Yep. I'm gonna make a necklace out of them.
Do we get 3 days of crafting then for this
do.
journey over the sea?
You do.
Oh, hey.
Sweet.
I forgot.
check
I
us
skipped
out.
that part, but that's exactly what I have written down.
How many days?
3 days.
3.
And to some degree, the boats skirt the sky breach. Obviously, the drow don't like it a whole lot, but there are an obnoxious amount of animals that are drawn towards it.
Do they fall in?
No, they don't fall. I mean, the ocean's still there where it's supposed to be, the underwater ocean, but they circle.
Oh.
You see, looks like bats the size of giant eagles and creatures like that are circle around the sky breach. It has attracted a lot of attention.
Okay. I could go up there, guys. Wait, no, I can't. I can't fly yet.
Nope.
Never mind. I can summon things that can fly, but that's the best I can do.
Is
Mike, am I able to practice that maneuver from Ziz enough to make it usable over these 3 days?
Let's see, 33 plus. You got 57 points. That's not enough.
Well, I've got more than that saved up.
Well, no, you have to these would be practice points.
Okay.
Yeah, these would be a new style of points.
Okay.
So, but it would be
Not just crafting points
with
and
your
practice
proficiency in athletics. So I don't know if that changes your bonus at all.
Oh, proficiency. Wait. Yeah. No.
Whatever your
Just
attack
roll.
modifier is.
Okay.
would
No, because he's got a magic weapon. I think. Just roll athletics.
Which should be the same.
Yeah.
That's why I said that.
Okay.
would there be any documentation that we should have as a drow in the city?
Not necessarily. You
Okay.
you might want to pick a clan or a house that you're from if somebody asks you.
Can we talk to
Sell it.
sell it?
Sure. There were a couple listed in the journal as well, the military journal.
Oh yes.
There's two big boys going on right now down there. One of them is, what is it? The Crimson Web House and the Blood Silk House.
Okay. Do we have any idea? Are they able to explain how their society is set up? Like, if there's, I mean, I'm assuming there's a caste system.
Yep.
We saw that where the woman was in charge
Yep.
of the men.
Mm-hmm.
But is there like, if we pick someone to be like the mage, of a house, is that going to be somebody that's like super well known? Is that going to be too?
Typically, they would be. A mage is a pretty powerful piece in a house's armament. Not nearly as powerful as a priestess, though.
Okay.
The priestess of Loth are way up there on the power scale. Matrons are usually former full-time priestess that have ascended to ruling a house. So
not one of them.
Men are dirt for the most part.
But they'll be treated as dirt.
They'll be treated as dirt.
That might be okay because people will be less inclined to pay any attention to us.
It's also true.
Okay.
But if we were noticed, you'd have more power with a woman.
Yes,
I'd say
absolutely.
clout, not power. Clout.
Clout, yeah.
Clout.
You could,
Hey, Mike.
as a woman, you could give an order to almost any other house's men servants as long as their house wasn't giving them direct contradictory orders. So if you found a bunch of them out drinking, you could push them around, basically.
Gotcha. That's cool.
You know, like, just in case you happen to find somebody out drinking and get them drunk
Yep.
to steal a hammer.
That never happened.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
What's the name of that spell? The change. Oh, it's not alter self. What is
Sky
it?
self.
Sky self. Jeez.
All right. Well, I think we have our plan. I think we have our heading. Let's head towards the City of Chains.
Okay. Are you, last thing then I think before we land, are you going to discuss with Celit the possibility of you blowing up the Cranium Rat Temple?
Yes.
Yes. Is that a logical option?
So you'd use the whole cask to do it then? That's what it would most likely require.
Is there more black powder on any of these ships for the cannons?
No, the Underdark is currently not. They don't have cannons, they have ballista.
Oh man. All right. But yes.
The necklace, real quick. Is that once a day?
Yep.
Is black powder alchemical or is that tinkering?
A little both.
Would I be able to create that?
Not here. You don't have the resources needed to do it.
Okay, Tony doesn't know what's actually needed to make black powder, so
It's
Powder.
It's not complicated, and you would be able to gather ingredients in time, but you are now in a boat.
we are. Yep.
Yep.
In the middle of an ocean.
It's true. Okay.
And even before on the shoreline, you probably wouldn't have been able to rustle them up.
No.
So I want to say all it really is salt, pepper, and sulfur. Something else. It's black powder. Gunpowder is very easy to make.
Yeah, it's like flint and it's not flint, but it's not a lot.
It's
coal.
like that. It's real easy, common materials. So, but don't Google that because people start looking at you when you Google it.
Oh, I'm gonna stop typing.
So yeah, I did it at work. It's all good, guys.
It's fine.
You can blame it on some kid sending pics of himself to some girl.
Your name just goes in a database. It's fine. They won't actually come to your house or
I'm
surveil you
in
for a while.
control of the database, so it's all good, guys.
Let's be
not that database.
honest. Let's be honest. We're probably all already on that database.
Probably.
That's true.
I'm on it for different reasons, probably.
Alright, so, you guys sail past the sky breach, and as you guys are sailing past it, a large creature peels off from the breach. Celit blows a horn on the ships, and you hear the men starting to yell about a giant cloaker, and it is quickly turning towards your vessels, and I'm going to need you guys to make initiative rolls. Phil already rolled it.
Yes, he did.
Hey, the necklace is in the party sheet.
Oh, dang, son.
Very nice, Hothig. Roll that D10.
Yep, I'm
Man,
grabbing
we
it.
get better about rolling close together, where you're just like one above me.
Yeah.
25.
26.
No, sorry, 26, yep. Gotta get all those extra. But I can't.
All right. So I need to get this sucker in here. All right, so this thing comes diving down out of the darkness above, like sending out this sonic shriek, and I need everybody to make wisdom saving throws. Sorry.
Are you sure you don't mean Constitution?
Right?
Seriously.
Oh, guys. It's a good thing you go first.
Yeah.
24.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mike, can you adjust my initiative?
What did you roll?
26.
Okay. All right. So anybody who rolled less than a 12 is
Your
stunned,
ears.
Oh!
and that would be Thanak and Hazani.
And
Are
Othig.
stunned.
No.
Oh, wait, rolled under a what?
13.
Oh, 13.
12.
Under 12.
Yeah. I just beat it.
So this thing is
Good job, everybody.
This thing is currently at range. It cruises over one of the other boats first. They take a couple of shots at it, and they strike it. And now it's flying over your boat, and it looks like it's coming straight for the mast. Othig, there is a ballista. You are familiar with how they work.
Just throw it. Don't shoot it. Just throw it.
Throw the whole ballista. Just pick it up and be like, ugh! Toss it into the sea. Take that, creature!
Some of the other drow are grabbing bows and spears and other things. A few others are on ballista. You see the other boats gearing up as well. So
What's its range?
the ballista or it?
No, what's the creature's range? Yeah.
It's about 60 feet out from you right now.
Oh, just 60. Okay, so it'll be within the round. It'll be.
The way this thing moved, it will make it this round.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a shot with the ballista. What is it?
You just make an attack roll.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's a nat 20. Very nice.
So that's a 30 to hit.
You may
Double
roll
that damage.
6d6 plus 8 damage.
Nice.
Is that
Well, that
after being
sounds
doubled
fun.
or?
That is with the double dice.
Okay,
It's
okay,
normally
okay.
3d6
I was like,
plus 8.
Come on,
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
dude! That's damage. Oh my
Resorted
gosh!
max.
Can somebody say Yahtzee?
Yeah, Yahtzee.
Really, yo?
Oh, sweet.
Wow. So you definitely put some hurt on
Wow.
this thing.
What a hit.
Yeah,
Filbert,
real. So is there a big old ballista bolt sticking out of this thing?
there is.
I'm gonna
Reel
cast
it
daylight
in.
on that bolt.
Is
What's that?
Daylight a
60
range
feet?
spell? 60 feet?
60-foot range spell on an object.
Dude, that's a
Oh,
good
man.
call.
All right.
So I'm going to cast daylight on that ballista bolt.
Nice. All right. So the ballista
Good
bolt
call.
just lights up, and you hear all the drow go, "Oh!" and they start to
Ah,
look
dang
away.
it. Forgot about them.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Neither did I, but I wasn't going to say anything.
Yeah.
Filbert completely forgot that the drow don't like daylight, but he figures this thing also probably doesn't like daylight.
This thing hates daylight. It is freaking out. Its skin is actually smoking. You may roll
Yes.
2d4 damage.
Filbert
Get the
mostly
fours.
Oh, dude!
You
Buddy!
tonight, the dice are very, very hot. So it is going to attempt to dive at the ship that just so gravely wounded it.
Okay. Is it?
It is at disadvantage, and it misses. It comes down, and it looks like it's going for the mast, like it's going to try and tip the boat over, but it can't focus because its eyes are on fire. And it misses the mast and skims off the water and pulls back up on the other side, and the other boats are going to take shots at it now.
I feel like
Nice.
Filbert's really starting to come into his groove.
So two of them are going to hit it.
Are they at disadvantage?
It should be.
They should. I mean, they should be specifically because the thing they're aiming at. Is right.
They have to look at it.
Yeah.
They're aiming at a spotlight.
Yeah.
They are both still going to hit. The other three are going to miss, though. So, all right. Hazani is stunned. She's going to make her saving throw.
Oh no, Hazani.
And nope. She's still stunned.
Wow.
Thanak.
She's
Does she get her D4?
Oh. D4. Doesn't matter.
I'm surprised
Oh,
she's
wow.
missing the wisdom saving throw.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when you roll a 2 and a 5, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah,
you
well,
can do.
I mean, I hear you.
Speaking of twos,
All right.
How far away is this thing?
It's just off the back of the boat now, so I'd say 30 feet.
Okay. We're going to fire at it.
Ooh, get
Does a
it.
25 hit?
25 will hit for sure.
Okay.
Nice.
no,
That's what I'll do.
All right.
Hey, Othink, guess what you get?
dude. Maybe.
The ballistas are all reloading this round, so you'll have to use your regular ranged weapons.
That's okay because I'm bringing out the special ranged weapon.
Oh, here comes the skull bow.
We're gonna see what happens.
Jeez.
The
Yep.
skull bow?
The one,
The
The
skull.
one more penetrating force.
the bone bow.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Oh, dude! That's a crit!
That is a crit. So if you unleash all 3 charges on it, you can multiply those as well.
Ooh, do it.
So
Do it.
you could
do
drop
it.
6d8 on this thing. Plus,
I'm doing 68.
Nothing good can come of
Plus
this.
bow damage, right? It's
So
one,
it's 8
Yep.
8d8.
so it's 8d8.
It's 88.
Gosh.
God.
2d8 piercing and 68 force.
Yep.
No, this one was 1d8.
Yeah, but you're critting.
Crit.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, oh, gosh.
8d8.
8d8.
Dumb. Okay, that's 8. That's crazy.
It's like Phil feels all good about making it glow, and then he watches as all of the arrows just ignited.
So another 39 points of damage.
Oh my gosh! There was only 2 less than friggin' ballista.
So
You also get another attack.
That's true, you do.
Why is it only
That is
plus
true.
What?
Because
Why is
it's
it
a ranged.
one? Oh, gotcha.
He's only got +1 dex.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was waiting for the next one to hit it.
I know.
That is gonna hit him thanks to the bless.
Okay. But I used all the charges, so it's just a regular 1d8,
Just
right?
a 1d8.
Yep.
Okay. No, that's
Come on,
okay.
8.
Come on, 8.
Only a regular 1d8 damage.
Okay. Just so everybody knows, this thing has suffered 126 points of damage.
Yeah.
Most of that.
From 3 attacks.
Othing.
3 attacks. And 80% of it was from 1 dwarf.
Well, there is a handful of damage from the other
From the
drow
archers?
there, too.
And the daylight.
And
Yeah,
the
no.
daylight, that's true.
I mean, 8 points of
Daylight.
daylight.
8
Filbert.
points there.
Oh, so how far away is it?
It's 30 feet. It hasn't had its turn to move yet.
30 feet. I don't know anything about cloakers. I don't know. I have no idea what this creature is.
Fire something at it.
Filbert or Tony?
Filbert doesn't, and Tony doesn't.
It is a giant flying Underdark manta ray.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Um,
And you made
Is
a mess
it-
of this thing.
is it classified as a magical creature?
No.
Okay. I was going to try and dispel magic and see if it just falls into the ocean. Swim free, little mantis. Swim free. So I don't have to concentrate on daylight. I don't have any good spells. I took all auxiliary spells for some reason. So I'm gonna cantrip at this goofy thing. And I'm gonna try and light it on fire. Oh wait, frostbite. Frostbite's fun. I'll use frostbite. I can. It's a save, so I will drag that over. I have no idea if it saves or not. Oh, it failed. Wonderful. So I will max
Guys.
damage frostbite, and
Guys.
so because it failed, the target takes cold damage and it has disadvantage on its next attack roll before the end of its next turn,
Okay.
as numbing frost forms on its wings and on its face.
Mouth.
And then, does the daylight do anything this round, or
Yeah,
no?
you can roll another 2d4 on it. It is.
I'm on it.
Just burning it.
It'll be 4 more damage.
Holy cow! You guys almost killed this thing. In its turn. Well, it has decided it wants nothing to do with you people anymore. It thought
Mistakes were made.
It had an easy meal here, at least on one of the boats, and it dives under the waves, and you can just see it swimming away as this spear in it is like lighting up underneath the water.
It's a lure. Something's gonna eat it.
How long does that last?
An hour,
Will it kill it? Will it kill it with the daylight damage in an hour?
maybe.
You feel like it is not taking that damage under the water.
Okay.
Like it's not being burned because the water's diffusing the burning.
No, but a
Sadly.
kraken will probably eat it. Don't worry. It's
That
a
is-
giant glowing lure at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, do we see any shadows like
Oh,
chasing
God.
it?
No, not at the moment. It gets out of your vision pretty quick. The water's pretty murky, so even being a light in there, it disappears quickly.
So
That
I
was really
disengaged
fun,
and
guys.
ran off.
It was good.
So, Salet kind of just looks over at you and is like, okay.
Wave. I'll just wave. Filbert will literally just wave at him with his nasty hand.
Am I
His,
still
not
stunned?
hand.
Sooner or later, you and Hazani come out of the stun. And we'll just say he's impressed. He still doesn't think you should go anywhere near the dragon. But he's impressed.
He definitely thinks we can take the cranium rats now.
Yes, he thinks Cranium Rat Patrol is a good call. He also he says you might just get your people out of here.
We certainly hope so.
So I guess we didn't really talk about it. Are we planning on literally just taking all these people and walking right out of the city?
Yep. We got
All right.
this. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Adam think that's stupid.
Adam-
Anakin's like, yeah.
Adam doesn't exist in this world and his negativity. We have Thanok and his awesome everything goes right personality.
Adam,
Just saying.
have you watched Barry?
No.
It's
What is that on?
It's an HBO show. It's about a hitman who is having an existential crisis of life and ends up taking a job to go kill a wannabe actor out in Hollywood who's going to these crappy acting classes, and he ends up ending up there and going to these
That's
acting
awesome.
classes. And along the way, he has to work with, and he hooks up with this like juggernaut Marine guy named Taylor, who, other than Taylor being a complete like meathead melonhead, the way Taylor handles problems is Thanos.
Okay, all right.
I can practically hear Taylor yelling, "You're gonna get it!"
All right.
Yeah,
All right, cool.
Very much reminded me when you were like, "Yeah," I was like, "That's Taylor."
We got this.
Okay. All right, so
Filbert has all of the confidence in the world in this situation.
Yeah.
So the next day, you guys pull into the docks and you begin to unload. There are bugbears crawling all over these docks. It looks like the bugbears work the wharf, and they're being whipped into action by what looks like a giant stalagmite with tentacles and arms. It's floating around on a purple disc, and it's yelling and barking orders to them. And every once in a while, one of them's not moving fast enough, so this super long tendrily arm just reaches out, grabs them, and throws the bugbear somewhere.
Oh. Hey,
So-
that's the only ritual I still need to learn.
Is what?
Tencher's floating
Oh.
disc is the only ritual left I want to
Oh.
learn.
So yeah, he's floating around, and he kind of hovers over towards your ship, and his arms like flail out, all 12 of them, grab the ship.
Can I?
And
Sorry,
put it into the dock.
as we're getting into the dock, I just want to cast comprehend language.
Okay.
Is this same day or next day?
This is next day, so you guys got your stuff back if you spent stuff.
Thank you.
Ooh, excellent.
So, Sellet tells you that's Wharf Master Krar.
I just want to make you do it again. What was that?
I just want that posted somewhere so I can see the spelling.
Yeah.
Your wish is my command.
Yes!
It's not as complicated as you had hoped, but
Cracker. His name is Cracker.
No, it's Cracker.
And he starts barking orders. Who's in charge of these vessels that they've been bringing into my port? And Sellet climbs down the rigging and jumps to the dock, introduces himself. Where'd you get these ships? These ships came in here under house blood.
Who does he introduce himself as?
Sellet Trechthelian.
Really?
Yep.
Okay.
And so they start to argue a little bit about the ships. Sellet says, I stole them. And he's like, you stole them from House Bloodweb, did ye? And Sellet's like, yeah, of course I did. Where else would I got them? They're Bloodweb ships. They're mine now. And he just has this very casual discussion with the dockmaster and wharfmaster Krakar. Like reaches into his mouth with one of his tentacles and pulls out a pile of paperwork and tells him to fill it out.
I am going to, while this conversation is happening, I'm going to jump out and start trying to dock the ship like I have any idea what I'm doing.
We were trained over the last few days.
Yeah, sure.
That was the specific thing Filbert asked about.
Well, make a
arrogance check.
I was gonna say strength check as you're hauling on ropes, and maybe let's make this a dexterity check.
Yes.
Come on, man.
Man, wasn't I right about the dexterity or what?
As Thanak begins to do that, female Mav Drow is going to start yelling at him.
Yes.
That's why I fell.
Yep. And so Thanak looks up at Mav, who Thanak's not used to Mav having breasts, and just is taken aback a bit by it for just a moment, and then plummets off the back of the dock.
We're probably actually quite used to Mavamine having breasts. Now.
You are plummeting right past a bugbear. Make a dexterity saving throw to grab bugbear.
Like, did you mean that he just threw himself off the dock because he was so disappointed in his actions?
I was agape with terror.
Yeah.
It was more the fact that there was no beard accompanying them. Had there been a beard, it would have been okay.
Yeah.
Mortified that you could do such a bad job. You're like, I'm just going to end it now. I don't want to be yelled at by that drow woman.
You do manage to grab the bugbear's leg as you go over, and it just looks at you with like you are the stupidest thing it has ever seen in its life.
I'm the smartest one in the party.
It's the stupidest thing a bugbear's ever seen.
It's funny because bugbears aren't intelligent creatures.
Oh my gosh!
It reaches down, it grabs you, and it just continues to climb up. It's got two like shoulder harnesses on, and it's got all these big nets below, and they're full of cargo that he's unloading from the skiff down below the dock that you probably would have smashed into had you not grabbed bugbear. And he tosses you up onto the dock, and then he just kind of shambles and crawls away and hauls his stuff off. Everybody else is unloading. Sellet looks over at you, and then he looks at everybody else, and he's like, well, he did spend the whole fight stunned, so
Yeah.
He's special.
Not everyone in the
He's justifying it.
He's just taken aback with how much skill you had just recently displayed, and now this.
The last time I fought, I killed 4 people in one round.
Don't.
I just want that out there.
He just kind of
Go
touches
ahead.
you on the shoulder, squeezes it a little bit, and
Don't try to defend yourself now.
starts to gather up his men.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Wow. Oh wow.
In Sellett's explanation of the city, did we get a kind of a rundown, a layout? Do we have any idea where we're headed?
Yeah, give me just a minute.
Okay.
Also,
while
there's.
I was just saying, while you're doing this, while you're doing this and getting a map, I was just watching old Matthew Colville stuff,
Yeah.
and he was like super anti-maps. And he was like, back in the old days, like medieval times, like people didn't have maps. They just described things based on like, go 2 miles to this forest and then take a right and go whatever. And the whole time I'm thinking like, no, I want maps. Give me a map. I want a map.
So, this is the city of Chains.
People started drawing maps because they were sick of living like that. That'd be my
Yes.
response to Colville.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this is Saracorsa size.
No, it's much smaller than Saraporsa. It's just
Well, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, it looks like.
The style.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the same style. I use the same website to generate this. I was gonna build it, and then I was like, no, I'm not.
No.
I don't want to give that much time to that. So, but I like building cities. They're one of my favorites. But yeah, so there's the docks. Slave pens are there in the marketplace. Drow quarters to that south of that road. Duergar quarters to the north of the other road. And then that middle section is the denizens quarter. So it's pretty easily laid out.
So,
I have a. Oh, were you gonna have something?
go ahead, Adam.
I just have a question on like passage of time here.
Yeah.
Is like what are the? We've been here now 4 or 5 days, at least in the Underdark 5 days. What
You've
does?
been there closer to 8. As a matter of fact,
Okay.
your Cain's blessing has worn off.
Okay. What does nighttime look like? What does
It
daytime
doesn't
look like?
look any different. It is.
So it looks identical.
Yep. The only way you can now tell what is night and day is through the sky breach.
What is
'Cause
that?
You can see it. That's the big hole in the earth where
Oh,
daylight comes in from
right.
the surface.
Okay. Okay.
Other than that, there's just a general like dim glow from local bioluminescent creatures and mosses and things like that. The whole place just has a very dim glow, and I'm talking dim like when your eyes adjust to your bedroom at night dim.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which to them is like bright day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there in the city? Is there a day-night cycle where one part of it, at one point during the day it's active and one point isn't, or is it like New York City and there are always people around everywhere?
Yes, it's more
Okay.
like that. There is more of a sensible like shop hours they call them,
Okay.
but that's not really much of a thing because some shops stay open longer than others and things like that. But there are,
Okay.
generally speaking, there's an 8-hour window where you would expect anything to be open. But
Okay.
some stuff doesn't ever close. Other stuff does. It just depends on what you're looking for.
Okay. But there's like a business hour type of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Somebody, was it Tony? Were you gonna ask something?
I don't remember.
You asked me if something. It was about the city. Whatever you were asking me is what prompted me to open the map. You asked if Sellet gave you a rundown of what you'd expect to find in the city.
Yes. I was trying to figure out if we have an idea of where we're going, and other than obviously the Duergar district and the Drow district, which are to be avoided unless invited into.
Correct.
If there's anywhere specifically we should avoid, or because Phil is who he is, he's going to specifically ask about any tourist attractions.
The slave pens.
Sellet has spent a few days with you now and has kind of gotten used to you a little bit. He says, honestly, the practice is absolutely barbaric, but the slave pens are a sight to see because they are not at all what you'd expect. I won't spoil it, but you should go see them. I have a feeling you need to be there anyways. There isn't much else of note in the city. It's living space for the merchants and all of the people who operate the city.
Okay, so there's nothing here that's worth seeing. Is there any local, again being Phil, local delicacies
Cuisine?
to try,
Yeah, I knew
or any art, or any shows?
They're all of. He would say yes. All of those. It's a city unlike it, just like any other. There's attractions and things of that nature, but the only real sight is the slave pens.
Okay.
So
Filbert's done asking goofy questions.
he would point you towards a tavern where you would probably be most welcome. It's run by a human woman, an inn and tavern if you want to stay there, because they are now waiting. His group is now waiting on you to take down the cranium rats, which now that you've been off the docks, they are everywhere.
Yeah.
You can't go 10 feet without seeing one of these suckers.
Oh,
Would it make more sense for them to be my slaves?
It might.
And if so, would there be
Do-
a place that I would stay rather than where they would stay?
You could take them into the Drow Quarter under your protection, but that is getting riskier.
Okay.
Is there like any slave armaments? Not armaments, but like a slave collar or anything that we need to be wearing?
No, not necessarily. They are out there, but there's plenty of them that don't wear them. Because some of them just know.
Let's not be your slaves. Let's just be your
business partners
hired help.
or business partners.
Mercenaries?
Yeah.
We're all part of a guild. 2 quick questions about the cranium rats.
Yeah.
Were there any on the ship?
No.
Okay, we know that for a fact. And then, can they read our minds?
You don't know. You do feel a tingling in your brains, though, while you're here. Started when you were about 100 yards off the shore.
I'll tell everybody to think of focus their thoughts on trivial minutia.
The Stay Puft
Filbert is
Marshmallow.
already
No.
heavily on that.
That's how he
but
came
like-
into being.
Yeah, but no, like I'll just like focus on like the schematic dimensions for hammer.
Filbert's really worried about trying delicacies. I think that's all that I have then. So we want to find this cranium rat temple. We want to cause a distraction, and then we want to free our people. Did Sellet give us a best exit, a way out of town?
He said, "Well, you're going to have to find where your people are being kept. Your best way out of town after that depends on where they're being kept.
Okay. Because it looks like there's only 2 ways out of town,
There's 3. 2 of them are really close together, though.
and those are near the Druger. No, Drower to the south.
Yep, the Drower to the south, the Warguard to the north.
Okay. How far out into the water do the walls go? Is it possible to exit town by going into the water and around them?
The town's kind of up on a bit of a cliff,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
it would be unwise to do that.
Ruby. Got
What
it.
about boats? Is there any other boats besides Celix?
There's plenty of boats around. You could definitely hijack different kinds of boats. There's oared boats, which might be more manageable for your people than trying to operate sails and rigging.
Yeah. My thought on this is that if the depending on where the people are, depending on what happens, we might want to look at a boat to not go far, but to just go, maybe a little bit north and then go off by foot.
Let's find out where they are first. So let's
You
let's
will
start
have
that.
about 500 of them if
Yeah.
you get them all.
Let's
Yeah.
start that reconnaissance.
Does my disguise self only last an hour
It does.
with the necklace?
Oh, I thought it was like a hat of disguise where it just lasts as long as he's wearing it.
Okay.
No,
Nope,
it's
it
just
is.
guys.
It works like the spell.
Okay. How many
So
charges?
if you want to
does it have?
save it, you can save it. If you don't want to have used it yet, that's fine.
I think that'd be better.
Is it a 1 use per day item?
Yes.
Yeah.
That means you just didn't want to disappoint Mav and you threw yourself off the dock.
Yeah.
Oh no!
He thought he was gonna be a woman, and he was shocked that he
No,
wasn't.
It just means that I don't know what I'm doing. All that means.
Yeah, let's stop trying to justify his failure. All right.
So as you guys make it more into the city and off the docks proper, you begin to see sights and things like you. I mean, the dockmaster was weird enough for you. It was a sentient stalagmite with arms, and it talked like a pirate. It was it was really bizarre. But now you're seeing creatures that you've never seen before. You see a giant spider with the upper body of a man, and it's walking around. You do see Illithid, these humanoids that look like they have the head of a squid, and Celit described them to you. You see them like just lurking and watching. You see all sorts of underground denizens, goblins and kobolds and all sorts of things of that nature. And the city's just flooded with them. They're all over the place. You see bizarre, broken and twisted creatures. You see Yuan Ti, which you are now fairly familiar with, around in good measure. And so you see all this stuff as you're moving your way through the docks and up into the city proper.
If we can get a chance, would it be possible to, especially upon seeing some Wanti, possible to like grab some dirt and maybe like smear it on our faces, just so that we're not. I'm worried about running into some Yuan-Ti that recognize us.
I would
Maybe
say-
one that we chase down.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you guys, you definitely take some precautions and pull off to the side and muck up a little bit to help give yourselves a little bit of a disguise. It doesn't look like a lot of people pay much attention to you down here.
Let's keep it that way.
You're just, it's not uncommon. You do see other surface folk, gnomes, and you see a few other dwarves. They do all look haggard though, like they've been down here a long, long time. You see a group of humans come walking past you whose eyes are completely milky white now. But they don't walk like they're blind. They've been down here always. And that's the way they look now. You also see a group of dwarves that look like they're on fire.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, that's great.
Yep.
I wanna
How do we
learn
do that?
trick.
It seems like everybody else is kind of staying out of their way.
Do they look angry?
No, but they don't look like they should be trifled with.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, let's do some shopping. Let's do some reconnaissance. Find out where people are. Let's find this temple and do some investigatory heads up work. Because we have with us, there's the 5 of us and Team Bloodspear.
Yep. Team Bloodspear
Who's all
is
in that group?
still with you. Just 5 NPCs you don't really know. The
Okay.
leader of it, what's his name? Of Team Bloodspear is Stefan Olipatis.
Okay, so granted,
Call him
Bax, do
Steve if you
we?
want.
Okay, do we want to split our party? Not our party, but split the party between us and the Bloodspears. Send them to find the family, and we'll go find the Cranium Rat house, or do we want to flip that?
I think. I mean, if somebody's gonna be blowing stuff up, it's gonna be me.
I want to reconvene before the blow up. I want to.
Okay.
I want to reconvene. I want to do these things together.
Okay.
But I want reconnaissance to be separate.
No, I think that's
Phil's
fine.
vote. That's Phil's vote.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's fine.
Okay.
Any objections? No. All right. Which way do we want to go? Do we want to take the rats or the people?
Do the blood spears have any problem with that?
They don't mind splitting up and going someplace else in town. The quicker the better. They do think, though, however, their time might be better spent trying to find good ways out of the city.
That would work.
My concern with that, which I think is a good idea, but it depends. It almost depends entirely. Well, no, it doesn't. I guess.
Well, why don't we go find the slave pens where they are? Then we can go find the temple while they look for exits.
Yep. Let's do
We
that.
still have that. We still have those bags that communicate between each other, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do we know, or could we ask Sell It if that is a type of medium that could be intercepted by the rats?
Not easily.
Or is it?
But they could possibly read our thoughts as we type it.
Yeah.
He says nobody's really quite sure what the cranium rats can communicate, but he knows everybody in this city is being watched.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's definitely a given.
Yeah.
Just not sure what the extent of their capabilities are. I think it sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe it's just better to meet back up in private then.
Okay. Do you want to meet at the inn? That
Yeah.
Philip pointed
Yeah,
you
that's
to?
fine.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's the name of that place? It is the Burning Throat.
I don't think there's a problem in them going to look for exit strategy as long as they pair it with something else that would give them a mild guise of cover. You know, like they're checking out shops, and so like they're trying to.
He just plans on Stefan plans on just telling anybody who asks that they're a mercenary company looking for work.
Yeah.
That'll work.
So
Yeah.
There you go.
all right. So you guys, they head off, and you guys move into the slave market, which is, as Sellet said, something very impressive. It's not at all what you expected. Like a Kren slave market, all of the slaves and the merchandise, so to speak, are on display. Here, almost everything is illusionary. It is a visual illusion of what they have for sale. And it cycles through, so this entire place is intensely magical.
Yeah.
There are live specimens, though, everywhere you look, and there's all kinds of people milling about here. Mostly Drow and Druagar that are milling about, but there's still people everywhere. All kinds of different things going on. You do see, as you come into the slave market, there is standing on a pedestal at the center of the market, there is a very large six-tentacled illithid. He's bigger than all the other ones you've seen, and every other one that you've seen so far, and you've seen about a dozen of them, only had 4 face tentacles.
Okay.
Okay. And so he just seems to be keeping an eye on things.
Yeah. It's he also make perception checks. I love you guys. You're all so bad at this. Filbert,
25.
coming around the backside of the pedestal that he's standing on, you didn't see it at first, and then it stops and it turns and goes back the other ways. It looks like there is some sort of fleshy orb with eye tentacles on the other side of the pedestal, floating around behind him.
Does it look like it's his pet, or like it is there for a reason?
You didn't get a good enough glimpse of it, but you did catch a glimpse.
Okay.
You also see on the far side, because you're looking at it, and when it moves, it's not there anymore. You see several cages with dwarves in them on the far side of the marketplace.
Topside dwarves.
Seem to be.
The Kren that we're looking for are dwarves and humans, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is there anything other than dwarves and humans that got taken? Did the slaves?
Yeah, there were slaves that were taken as well. So any surface races that people would have kept,
Okay.
or even off races that they domesticated.
Okay. Cool.
So are you making your way back there?
Yeah. I'll let everyone know.
Okay. So you guys start making your way back there, and you get around the other side of the pedestal, and you could swear this thing is watching you. The illithid, it never looks at you, but it's watching you.
Is it pretty common that is undercommon the common language that's being spoken down here?
Yeah, you hear it everywhere.
Okay. I would just be listening for anything that would give us an idea of where the slaves are actually kept.
Okay. You would hear a lot of chatter about all of the slaves that the Drow recently brought in. Like, there's a couple of people, and they're merchants, and they're pretty ticked off about it because it's a very flooded market now, and they're not selling, as well as they should. And all these exotic surface folk and all this type of stuff is being talked about pretty frequently. So you walk up, as you cross across the market, you do see this orb better now, and it's got one big eye and no mouth and some very long tentacles coming out of different parts of its body that all end in eyeballs. And as it watches you, you weren't sure if the cranium rats were reading your mind. This thing is. It is a presence in your brains, and you feel it very clearly. And it's not asking you questions, but it feels like it's probing your thoughts. And so I want intelligence saving throws.
Can I?
It's all over, guys.
Can mine be advantage? We don't have blessed by.
No, your cane blessing is gone.
Oh, man.
Can mine be at advantage? Because I'm thinking of.
I can't even believe that.
Because you're thinking of the Marshmallow Man? No, I can't.
No, well, yeah. Oh.
What did you say you were thinking of?
Hammer schematics.
Oh, hammer schematics.
So mine's a.
Oh, those are all good. Mav.
Except for Mavs.
Mav has a 1.
Yep. This thing is pressing you hard. And it presses you, and then its gaze moves away. And you don't know what it got out of you, but you definitely panicked when you felt it in your head. So, as you get
guys.
As you get closer, there's at this merchant stall, at the slave merchant stall, and it's right in front of that square building on the far side of the market. You see several drow there that are looking at you, and the one just looks at you and says, "Have you come all this way to buy your friends back?"
Yeah.
I wouldn't call them friends.
Good. And then, right next to you, one of the illusions speaks. You didn't notice it at first because you weren't really looking at it. You were looking at the live dwarves. And you hear Fists of Iron. And you look over, and it's Dal.
Backs of granite.
And the drow waves his hand away. And he's like, "There's no talking to the merchandise. Do you happen to know that one?"
That was one of our slaves.
He's going to roll an insight check on you. Interesting greeting for a slave. Make a deception, please. Mavamy.
Oh, are you kidding?
You are so lucky you got a +7 to that.
I would explain that we were away when our lands were attacked.
Lucky for you, or else you'd be the merchandise.
I don't
Possibly.
think so. Phil will just kind of smile and say, "I don't think so."
He smiles back. So, shall we?
Who
make
is this
arrangements?
talking?
The
Who
drow
is this talking?
merchant.
Oh, just okay.
Mav, where's the necklace? The spider necklace
Man,
on your
Maybe
person?
tucked under my robes.
You have it purposefully tucked away?
Mhm.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to just wear it like, hey, I killed a drow.
No, but
Yeah.
Phil was trying to make a play
Look
for
at
a
my bling!
Look at my
He was
blade.
trying to make a power statement. With the hey, we wouldn't have been merchandise. I was hoping to back that up with showing off that medallion.
Oh,
Would
I don't know
Mav-
how they would react to that right now.
We're in a place where power speaks.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
That's
like,
Completely explained to us, and Ambassador Phil knows that.
I understand what you guys are trying to do, and I was gonna do something untypical for my playstyle, but definitely what Othik would have done in following suit from Sell It. And I was just about to say that we killed a bunch of drow just to get the money to buy them back.
That's where Phil was also.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want them to know that we have the money, though.
No,
I
but
did.
I want them to know that we're powerful enough. Would you let him show off the medallion?
He's a salesman, so he doesn't care what we do as long as we pay him.
Yeah.
Sure. Powerful people have money, though.
I know, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's fine that he knows that we have money.
Maybe it's the wrong person to put a play on then at the moment.
Information is power. So let's hold on to that for now
Sure.
and see where this line of questioning goes without revealing that.
Okay.
And if we need to, we can reveal that information.
okay. So he says, "How many are you looking to purchase?"
There was how many? I mean, we're here for more than just our group, though.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yes, but we can't afford more than our group.
Yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah, that's the other thing.
True.
Do we even have an idea of how many are here, Mike?
I think that's what we should ask him. How many
Like
do you have?
hundreds?
as far as Sell It was aware, they brought 500 people in.
That's it. Okay, I thought 500,
But that does mean that 50 of them already went to the Illithids.
Okay. I would inform him that we've acquired. How many did we have at the other camp?
250.
We were at a different slave camp and we acquired 250 of slaves. And so we'd be looking to acquire more.
You paid for 250 slaves all by yourselves. Truly, the surface must have more wealth than we thought.
Some do, some don't.
Fascinating. That's all well and good, but I don't sell on promises.
Understandable.
And we're not stupid to carry coin in this city.
Yeah, we also don't buy things that are just holograms.
It's astute. He would look at you, he's like, this is reinforced by the postulates. There's no way I would cheat you. This is the way business has been done here for 1,000 years.
Forgive us, but we're not used to this kind of business.
Yeah, we haven't done business.
We're
like this.
surface dwellers, and we're used to seeing our product in person to verify its quality.
Phil would just kind of shake a little bit, in the light.
The light. Yes. Well, a visit could be arranged.
Let's make it happen.
I'm waiting for the arrangement.
Did
Yeah.
he say how many slaves he's offering?
No one's asked him.
Nope.
Why is that? Why has
I mean,
nobody asked him?
Because
I'll ask him.
Yeah,
I'll
because-
ask him.
Information's power.
How
Then
many
asking how many?
how many
How many-
slaves?
How many slaves are available?
Yeah.
The Blood Queen currently has 450 of your people in its possession. give or take a few. They might not all be breathing at the moment. Some of them came in fairly rough shape.
That's understandable. How many do the other houses have?
Yeah, I'll lean over to Mav and be like, I don't know if that's enough. How many
He said
more?
the Blood Queen. That is the Queen Matron. So
that would be all the slaves.
Yeah, that he invoked the name of the nation, not the different houses.
Okay. So, yeah, I'll just look back at Fennec and be like, well, we can always look at another place, too.
We might
then-
have to.
There's no
And
other
then
place to buy your people from.
Oh, we don't need just our people, necessarily. And Mav's going to pull out some paper and start jotting down some notes.
Yeah, Phil's going to
Doing
join
some
in this
calculations.
conversation and just make a statement about how wars need bodies.
They do, don't they? Interesting. You'd be perhaps interested in others then. And he waves his hand, and the illusion changes, and you recognize these creature. He has several troglodytes. You fought these things in the poop pit.
Oh, yeah.
The poop pit.
Goblins. He's got some Goliaths. He shows one Goliath that's extraordinarily short. And this one, don't let its size fool you. We've been putting it through the gladiator pits. It does quite well.
Mav is just kind of nod at those and jot down some more notes.
Very good. So, you want to see the merchandise. A reasonable request. But I'm still waiting for the arrangement. He's like, maybe you don't understand.
He wants
This is the part where you bribe me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Filbert is actually actively laughing and just pulls out 2 jars of mushrooms. You want to get lit, fam?
He would be uninterested in your mushrooms.
Mav is he's going to have no idea, but just do an insight to see how open he is to, like, how much of a bribe he's going to take.
Ooh. Yeah.
That's not real good.
No.
You think you'd be safe at 50.
Sweet.
Give him 100.
Okay. Well, that's a lot less than I was planning on, so that's
Yeah.
good.
Mav, give him some crystal meth.
Yeah, no, I think Thanic's right. Let's do 100.
Sky's
Yeah.
got all the crystal meth.
I'll pull out 100 gold from my coin purse and ask if this would be sufficient to view the merchandise.
Make an insight check. He is trying to hold back his excitement. And he says, that will do. And so he takes the money, and then he waves off to the side, and you see a drow guard in a drider come over. What is that
I love that we're
noise?
presenting ourselves as high rollers. This is
Oh,
hilarious.
that's probably for me. It's the popcorn machine. You can really hear them.
Oh, yeah. It sounded like somebody with a metal mouth trying to beatbox.
Yeah.
I thought it was Weston.
So this Drider and this Drow come over, and they exchange a few words, and the Drow looks at you. He's kind of like, really? And the Drider's just there. Like, he's just following orders. And so he nods and says, I'll take them then. And so you begin to leave the area. As you do, you hear a huge commotion off to your right. So make perception checks. There's some pretty good rolls in there.
22.
Not Othig.
Not Othig's.
Othig's trying to figure out this Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, you are just a terrible thing.
I think I'm still looking at the
Spider
holograms.
can.
So everybody else, Thanak, you catch this, but you catch it late. Mav and Phil see it first. You see what looks like an altercation has started between two Yuan-Ti bodyguards and a would-be thief. The Yuan-Ti have cut the arm off of the thief, and he's laying on the ground, bleeding out. And the commotion dies down pretty quick, and as it does, you watch these brains on legs come bounding up out of sewer grates.
Oh,
And
come on.
They mob around this guy laying on the ground, and this proboscis comes out of between the halves of the brains and inserts itself in the wounded person's head, and you watch as the body just shrivels and the head caves in, and then they bound off. Filbert, make another perception check for me.
By the way, Ryan's face during that whole description, I imagine it was
Only a
exactly what
13.
Othix would be. It was just like,
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't like it.
Okay. So you guys head on down the road and you're following the drow. And Filbert, you're about 100 yards away when you realize you recognized the man between the Yuan-Ti.
Oh. Okay.
Actually,
Who is he?
you didn't, because you can't.
Okay. I have a 17 passive, if that matters, by the way.
You physically have never met this individual. So I'm going to give this to Mav instead. Mav, you're pretty sure that was Achilleos. And it didn't dawn on you until you were pretty far away.
Wait. The man that died or the other guy?
The other guy. The guy
The guy that's in the cloak.
Oh, the guy that was getting robbed.
Yeah.
He's the Red Rock leader, right?
He's the Red Rock, associate.
Yeah, he's Drekken's second.
Yeah, he's Drekken's buddy.
I'm just going to write that down.
Okay.
So
Notes on that.
the guy who just got 8, you think is
No.
Drekken's second?
No. The guy that was being protected against the guy that tried to pickpocket him is the one that was Drekken.
Okay.
That
You
jerk
on
is
T
totally
are protecting-
a 1T.
Not the guy that died. He's nobody.
Yep.
But
He
the
was
guy
just
that
a
you on T were protecting was
Yeah.
Drekken's second.
Okay.
Yeah, there was just something bothering you about him. And at first you thought it was just the whole disturbing incident, but as you were walking away, it started with the robes, recognizing his red robes, and then it just kind of settled in, and you're like, wait a minute. That was him.
Huh.
Okay.
What would the Kren think about a high, political figure such as Achilleos being down here?
It would depend on why. If he was
Being
buying soldiers,
protected by you on T.
that one's harder to sell.
Yeah.
Hold on. Filbert is a rather insightful individual. Is he insightful enough to put together that the second in command of the Red Rocks is potentially the thing that's controlling the Red Rocks that we were told about by Hassani?
I mean, that's a possible conspiracy theory.
I think it's a wonderful conspiracy theory because
I'm pretty sure Thanak already came up with that.
I
Right.
know you guys have talked about it. So.
Thanik has patented that one.
Yeah.
so that guy might be a want T.
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
no. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, he might be.
I thought you were asking me a different question, and my brain answered the question I was hearing and not the question that you said.
Awesome.
He might be a wantee. Yeah.
I thought you were saying so that guy might be the one who's causing all the problems. And I was going to say, yeah, sure, why not? But I guess I could say, yeah, sure, why not to the other question as well.
Okay. Cool. Filbert is convinced that is a snake man. And that's why his friends weren't able to defeat it. That's all. Okay. Did he notice us?
Not that you saw.
Good, because Hazani's with us, and Hazani's a Red Rock.
Speaking of, make a perception check.
Oh, come on.
Just Phil?
No, everybody.
Oof. Filbert is really, really stuck on his conspiracy theory and is not.
Oh, well, I did better this time.
I'm proud of you.
Thanak, you notice it first, and then you alert everybody else to it. Hazani is not with you.
How did we not notice?
All right, guys. When was the last time we saw her?
Oh my gosh.
Phil? Where was the last time you picked up Hazani?
I picked up Azani.
I figured you've been carrying her.
Why would I carry her?
Because you always talk about her.
Huh.
I
have no
she was
idea.
with you during the negotiations with the slaver.
So sometime in the last immediate,
So, can we see, like, if she's made her way over to...
Achilleos?
Yeah, or
Oh.
trying to spy on him from some vantage point?
Yeah.
Can we, like, look for that?
So you're leaving the drow then?
No.
No,
We have a goal.
I just want to see, like, if we can notice her. You know, kind of like how you look through a crowd, like, all of a sudden it dawns on you, like, oh, maybe they're looking for this. Like, can we focus on that?
Well, you're pretty far down the road. You went 100 yards, so you're way over here.
Oh, so we wouldn't even be able to... Okay. Oh. Gee, that's...
All right, let's stay the course. Well,
I think we gotta leave her to... She knows what she's doing,
She's
so...
going to get herself in trouble.
if she does, she will handle it like any granite back, and she will emerge victorious. Or
True.
not.
Yep, that's really the only two ways about that.
All right. So you guys are taken down further down the road, and actually, you'd be on the other side. My bad.
Right, towards the drow, not towards the Duergar.
Yep. You would be taken down the road and brought to this fairly large building. And inside are about 600 people in pens. That's fantastic.
What the heck?
Thanos' big book of conspiracies.
What the actual heck?
I'll show Phil what page number that one's on.
Mav is currently drafting the first copy of it.
Yeah,
Getting you ready for
you're
the
writing
publishers.
the foreword.
And it's not all dwarves, obviously, but there's other stuff in here.
Yes, no, it's mostly dwarves and humans, but there are some of the others. There are.
I want it to be like, yeah, the Book of Conspiracies, there's all sorts of good stuff in it.
There's troglodytes, like I said. There's goblins. There's a handful of Goliaths.
And what does their status look like?
Decent.
Yeah.
Not great, but decent.
Okay. So Filbert's going to strike up a conversation along the lines of, we need them in better shape than this. We should pay extra to have them put into better shape while we go and acquire the weapons for our assault. And kind of talk to the group about just trying to talk them into like strategy and tactics, and that these individuals don't look like they're prime to do an assault within the timeline that we need them to, and kind of get the guy's opinion on it, and mention that we would be willing to pay extra for them to be brought into a better state by the time we get back with the armaments required to finish our mission.
If you're going to this extent, Othic will start talking about battle tactics.
I was to say, I would have Othe doing that, and then I would be Matt would be talking with Thanik and documenting condition, and just making notes of what would be good fodder, what will be good for manning artillery.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So give me just a sec here, because
Matt will also pull out the abacus and start doing
just
calculations.
move stuff around randomly.
the drow
Furiously.
The drow looks at it. He's like, I don't have time for this. I need to get back to the... He just looks frustrated because he knows how much money you paid to be here. And so it looks like he doesn't want to be here, but you get the sense that he feels like he's going to be in trouble if he goes back, but he's frustrated by your antics. So make deception checks for me.
Okay. All of us?
Yep.
Because we're all participating.
Yep.
Oh, it was almost a 14.
I was gonna say we don't need to take up any more of his time. I feel like
Oh, mine was
That was
almost 14.
also
too.
almost a 14.
He's,
I was just saying, I
Oh
don't
my
think
gosh.
we're taking up his time at all.
Wow.
that's just you guys. It's terrible.
We only roll well in combat. Let's get to that part.
All right, let's kill him.
So
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
he's done. It's not that you're just necessarily being deceiving. It's that he feels like you're wasting your time, or wasting his time, and he's like, "Come on, it's time to leave. Let's go back. If you're paying for him, you're paying for him. If you arm him, you arm him. That's fine. It's not my deal. I was paid to bring you here. Now I'm paid to take you back." And as you guys are getting ready to leave, Othig, you hear, "Othig," and you look over, and it's Rocky, and he just looks a wreck. He has a huge wound in his side.
He looks Iraqi.
Yeah, he's hurting bad.
Are you going to be able to hold your composure, or are you going to react to him saying your name?
I mean, he's a soldier, so, like... I mean, I don't know how Mike wants to rule it. Like, I know, like, he'll take care of it. Othig would be affected. I mean, it's a war buddy of his. Like,
Right.
I can't say, like, that it's easy, but,
Yeah,
you know, like, we're doing this for everyone's benefit, so...
it's true.
I don't know. How does Mike want to rule that? Because I'm not saying I'm unaffected, but...
You rolled a 6. You're probably more affected than you want to be.
Well, that was your deception skill. That's totally up to you and how you want to roll for your character. He looks bad, and as you fix your eyes on him, he nods at you, and he says, "Don't forget about me."
Oh.
That's not fair. You picked the person in the group who in real life actually cares about people.
The rest of us are monsters, but Ryan still has a heart.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that bonus casting healing word would be noticed.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm
Never
not.
mind.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Never mind.
I could accidentally spill some berries if you'd like.
No, let's just go.
No, we gotta
the
go.
drow's getting antsy, so let's just go.
Yeah. All right,
Did we get a good sense of like how many people?
600?
There's like 600 people in this.
Oh,
world.
okay. All right, cool. All right,
I mean, I'm using nice round numbers, but
that's fine.
And
No, you know what? I will say something.
What?
I will say something to him before I leave. I'll say, don't worry, we're here to buy you. But if you don't make it, we'll honor your death.
by drinking, right?
Oh my God.
Of course, that's the only way to do it.
Aye.
You hear the drow
I mean-
say, "Dwarves."
Yep, absolutely.
Perfect.
Looking around, how many of these individuals look as though they would actually be in a fighting state?
A third,
Okay.
How many are in a movable state?
most of them.
So I will be visibly angry. I'm not gonna like do anything with that, but I definitely want the drow to know that like I'm angry because we can't. I don't even know if we can do anything with these guys.
Right.
And
We
like,
don't know
we
if we
wanted
can
to-
use them.
Yeah, like I wanted to buy
Good slaves.
viable soldiers. I mean, these guys. I will save that conversation, but I'm
Yep.
prepping the I'm angry.
Are there any cranium rats around?
They are all over the place.
Of course they
You
are.
can't go
Wonderful.
anywhere without seeing them.
Yep.
I mean, you don't always notice them, but once you stop to look, there's
Yep.
always one there.
And they're all
Would
looking
Mav
at
have
you.
picked up what the going rate is for a slave in the current market because it's flooded?
About 150.
Oh, it's gone down.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
So Mav's just going to start talking to the drow and ask,
This one doesn't care. This one's just a bodyguard. We need to talk
This
to the
one's
one
a
back at
merchant.
No,
No.
you're with the bodyguard.
This is the bodyguard.
Oh.
Yep.
When we started
Okay.
talking about all of the tactics and stuff, this guy displayed that he doesn't give a crap.
He's just
We need
paid
to go
bring
back
us
and
here.
talk to the
Okay,
merchant.
so let's go find the merchant that is selling them.
Okay.
That's where we need to have the conversation that Phil started.
Do we even need to have that conversation with him? Maybe we just
Yeah.
tell him like, "Hey, we'll be back."
Yeah,
No,
no, we'll be
I-
back because we need to go discuss this because all the people here are worthless.
Right, and we're
We
going
also
to
need to
get
go
better
find the
armor
temples.
for them because they're
See
not
what he
in
says.
a good
Okay.
state.
And then we should
We're
probably
gonna
get back
move
to the.
somebody else. Unless he agrees to put them into a better state, we have to arm them better, which means we need to go find a merchant to give our money to instead of the slaver.
Yeah, we're gonna need to spend a ton of money on getting them back into shape. We're gonna need to spend a ton of money on arming them to get them. I mean, like
Yeah, let's go have that
Half the-
conversation there.
half these people can't even wear plate mail
Right.
specifically, knowing that plate mail is way beyond. Just one set of plate mail is way beyond our means.
It's not true.
Worth 10 of them.
No, it is.
Just about.
So you head back to the merchant, and as you do, a drow steps out of the shadows and pulls a young lady dwarf with it, and says, I found this one about to get into a lot of trouble. And she's like, and she looks really groggy. She's like, you never would have got the drop on me if you wouldn't have stuck me with that dart.
Is this a drow we recognize?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
Does it sell it?
No, it's his right hand.
So I'm not gonna look, but I'm gonna tell Phil to hold her hand
Huh? Why?
so she doesn't run away.
We have manacles. And Phil
No,
starts
no,
rifling through
no.
his stuff.
No, you would not want to manacle your new best friend.
I have no social skills. I will take her hand. Confused.
She looks confused too.
Good.
Like, I was gonna get him.
Yeah, you were.
I was
Gonna
gonna
get
get him.
who?
You kill you.
Yeah, shh, 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 shh.
And he's like, the drow looks at you. He's like, the poison will wear off in about 15 minutes.
Thank you.
She was on a bad course.
Yes, she was. Thank you.
Women
thanks.
in the Graniteback clan have a tendency to make bad choices. This is just this is what they do. It's okay. I'm talking to Hazani at this point.
She looks at
Yeah.
you and she's like, we do?
Yep. Especially when it comes to that guy, specifically.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of runs in the family.
Yep.
Part of the DNA.
You're coming into the family well. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
She smiles and it's all like lopsided.
She's got Bell's palsy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh no,
Definitely.
so sad. So
One
sad but
droopy
funny.
eye and half a smile.
Yep.
And
No
the
way.
drow looks at you and asks if there's anything else you need from him.
We
Oh man, that's a good question.
Oh,
No, we don't
gosh.
need anything.
No.
Granitebacks, we don't need anything.
Uh,
We don't need anything from a stinking drow.
hey, settle down. He's half the man you are.
I know.
He just shakes his head and starts to walk away.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fine.
That's
I
probably
don't
good.
know. I tried to settle down Paddock and I think I insulted the elf.
Yep.
I meant it as in thickness, not as in like. Anyway.
So you head back to the slave master,
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
and he's excited to see you back.
Yep.
He says, so how did you find the merchandise?
So I think Phil and I will probably start the argument about
Emaciation.
they're
And
freaking these.
almost-
They're worthless. They are absolute. The ones who could fight are broken. The other
Ones that aren't
2/3 are
broken. Trouble.
don't know if they could ever even pick up a sword in the first place.
Right. Yeah.
Well, of
So we'll
course.
we'll have that fight and
You
then
don't-
have Mav step in with the other numbers stuff.
You don't seem to understand slavery very well, do you? They can't be in fighting shape until you're ready to have them fight, or they'll fight you.
Who's with us?
Just you 5.
I'll
And Hazani's
smack.
pretty worthless at the moment.
Yeah, I'll smack Othig in the chest, and I'll say, "Tell it to this guy. He's been born a slave. Look at him. We always treated him like this."
Yes, but he's proven his loyalty now, has he not? So therefore he can be in fighting shape. Raised from probably a dwarfling. Whatever
Right.
rock you people hatch from.
It's granite, actually.
Yeah, hatched from granite.
Make our backs out of it.
So, are you buying or not?
I don't know. These guys, the amount of time that it would take to put them in fighting shape.
I will tell him that I want to go back and do some calculations.
Yeah, I was going to say we need to just say that we're going to have a discussion about it logistically.
I was gonna say I want to play the confidence card of needing to spend our money elsewhere to make them worthwhile, to see if he will counter with either a discount or getting them into shape.
You gotta say something different than that because there's no other slaves around.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
There are plenty of other slaves around.
not
No,
in the Underdark.
no, there's not.
Not in the Underdark.
Sorry,
You might have to go
there
somewhere
are plenty
else.
of other resources around. Phil was talking about needing to buy other supplies to make the slaves worthwhile.
Yeah.
Okay.
And spending our money elsewhere. I'm hoping to either have this guy. Sorry, the salesman in me is coming out. The salesman in Tony is
Yeah.
coming out.
Yeah.
You always want them on their heels in the conversation
Yeah.
of, this car sucks. Tell me the reasons I should buy it.
So, however, Phil can have that conversation with him.
Right.
Okay. So you guys
And I will just point this out, Mike, that we have a bonus to our charisma when dealing with sales. Because we're cred.
do. You're cred merchant dwarf. So you do. So Andy, make a persuasion check for me as your group is all arguing about this. Oh. You can do that at advantage. I don't want it to be terrible unless you really deserve it.
Where's that one? Give us the one. Ooh,
So-
dirty 20.
You're having a pretty decent argument with him, and he really likes to default back to, these slaves are in good condition. You don't seem to understand how things work down here. And you're arguing with him for about a half an hour, and another person approaches. And he just drops a huge bag in front of the slave master and says, "I'll take the lot." And you
Who
look
is it?
over. and
I
you
don't know
think-
if I want to look.
You know who it is.
Yeah, I do.
This might be okay. This is totally okay. This is totally okay. Let him buy it.
And he said, and he looks over at you, and he smiles, and his guards don't seem to pay any attention to you at all. And he says, "How fascinating to find you here."
Let's.
Fascinating to find.
No.
you here as well.
No, don't even pay attention to him. Who are you? And walk. We are not even blessing him with the knowledge that we know who he is. Who are you? And then leave.
Thanak, you start to leave, and he's like, "Oh, going to play that card, I see." And he holds his hand out in a lot like the illusions you've seen in the slave market. You begin to see pictures of your family. Othig's parents, your parents. He's like, "I'm going to add so many more of your people to my collection." And then he closes his hand and they go away.
I'm fine with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally fine with that. And I even smirk a little and just keep walking.
And so and you walk away and you hear him beginning to make arrangements with the slave master as to where the delivery should take place.
Somebody still has Hazani, right?
Yeah, I have
Okay,
Hazani.
She's like, "Can we
Albert,
hit him now? Can we hit him now?"
Mike, I would like Albert to be hidden nearby to listen to those details.
Yeah, we need those details.
Okay.
Specifically the place and the time.
Yep. I want to try and get them in transit during this transaction.
In transit or beforehand.
So, and then we're gonna head towards the
We should get to the inn.
Yeah, no, we need to go to the cranium rats. We have something else that is
yeah, we gotta do that first. That's right.
We need all of this. We need all of these pieces to fall into place. That we need to make sure that this happens during the transit of those slaves, and we need to be a part of all of this.
Can we do this? Does Achilles know who the blood spears are?
Probably not.
We'll have the blood spears tail Achilles.
Well, you don't know where the blood spears are right now.
We'll write him a message in the bag.
Good call.
No.
What?
I thought we decided maybe not to do that.
We decided not to do that on the basis that everybody's reading our thoughts at all times, which is already too late.
Correct.
Okay.
If somebody's already reading your thoughts, that's not going to change it.
True.
All right. Let's carry on with our mission, guys.
And Matt will let you know that they are definitely reading his thoughts.
Good. It's a good thing you don't think much.
No, the big one's not looking at you anymore. You don't feel it in your head. It was just while it was looking at you.
So I'll write a message to the blood spears and say, "Tail Achilles."
Yep. He's here at this spot, but I'm going to leave Filbert there. And Hazani still has my hand. I'm going to tell her to hold on tight, and I'm going to go into Filbert's eyes and ears.
In the grand scheme of things, I guess...
And have Hazani lead me.
I'm still against the writing the message part, just because on the basis of it, but in the context of what we want out of it, it's not a threat to the city, so it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Okay. So you write the message. You get back a quick note of who's Achilles.
I'll draw him a picture.
You draw a little stick man with next to
I knew that was coming.
No,
with two snakes next to him.
With the two Wanti bodyguards by the slave pens.
Okay. So you're being let out, and they said they'll do their best to find him. Shouldn't be a problem.
Yep.
Okay.
So, Filbert, make a perception check for me as you try and pick up the rest of the conversation.
Keen hearing, so I have advantage on wisdom perception checks with hearing. Okay. 23.
Wow.
You hear Achilles say, "I'm sure those fools are plotting to ambush me the minute I take all these slaves out of the city. Tell Her Majesty to move the merchandise by sea." You can keep the bag. And he leaves.
Does that feel like a conversation that was more than just the words said? Like this guy knows this guy, and what he said
he speaking
was...
at thieves' cant?
Well, you definitely got the impression that they knew each other and knew each other well. And the way he spoke very freely about communicating with the Queen. Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Alrighty. That's good. So I will convey that when I can, when I feel safe to, and I'll just hold on tight to Hazani's hand as we continue.
Okay. So it takes you about an hour to figure out where the Cranium Rat Temple is, and it's this building right back here in the middle of this area of town. You figure it out by watching the cranium rats run in and out of it by the thousands, and then realizing there's no doors or windows to this place. Only small holes in the wall.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm going in.
How?
I'm gonna be a rat.
As a rat.
Yeah, but they're gonna know that you're.
They're all rats. That's okay.
Yeah, but they all speak to each other. They're gonna know that they're gonna go, okay, everybody move left, and you're not gonna move.
Right. The problem is my brain isn't exposed. They'll fix it.
What are you doing once you get in?
I have no idea.
Can you be a rat? Can you be one of these rats?
No. This can't possibly go wrong.
Yeah, no, it can in every possible way.
Filbert's a rat.
Okay.
Guys, Filbert killed himself again.
I just
Yeah.
dislocated my earbuds.
We just dislocated our fill.
I
Okay,
have
so
no idea what's going to...
Filbert becomes a rat, and he looks at you guys, and it is the happiest, most proud of himself rat you have ever seen.
Of course.
What are you
Well-
doing?
I'll follow the scurrying masses. I don't know. I haven't thought this plan through. I'm just going with it.
All right. So you follow the masses. You go.
By
to
the way, guys, this is exactly how Filbert died.
Yes, we know. This is how Filbert dies again.
All I picture is him being trapped inside the wall in a space too small for him,
Yes.
dying.
Yeah.
Don't talk anymore. Don't talk me out of this. Don't talk Tony out of this.
I don't even know what kind of check to have you make. So let's just start with a D20 roll, and we'll see how good it is.
Hadouken! 19!
So you slide in behind a couple other cranium rats, and you get close, and they're not looking at you, and you follow along inside, and the walls of this place are thick. They're probably about 10 feet thick. And you
Jeez.
get to the other side, and milling about on the inside of this room are several of those brain creatures.
Okay.
In the middle of this room is a pulsing red crystal that looks like it's carved to look like a brain.
Oh, how cool.
It's sitting on a pedestal.
Okay. Real quick. In town, have we seen any regular rats?
You have. You've seen
Okay,
other vermin.
I don't feel completely out of place then. All right, let's go.
So what do you want to do?
So I'd like to look at. How big is this room? You said.
It's about 50 feet around.
Okay. And in the middle is this pedestal.
Yeah.
Are there any exits that aren't itty bitty?
No. Oh, well, no. Make a perception check. Rat
Is it on,
perception.
is it on the roof? It's totally on the roof.
13.
No, it's still not bad. There are grates in the floor, similar to the ones that the intellect devourers came out of in the marketplace.
Oh,
So the sewers.
Yep.
I don't want to go in there.
Okay.
It's always the sewers in the city.
The sewer's filled with intellect devourers.
I am gonna head. So that
Good thing that Thanik has all the intellect.
Yeah.
Phil's gonna head out. I'm gonna head back out by everybody
Mm-hmm.
and turn back into Filbert.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at everybody and be like, we have two options, and I'll look directly at Thanak. We can go in.
Are you still a rat?
No, I'm a person.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Thanak and go. We can go in by the brain dogs that eat brains, or we can wait an hour. You can give me your gunpowder. I can turn into a rat and put it inside and run.
Well,
Like,
here's the problem with this, and this is
You're
the
going to put it in
discussion
little by little?
this is the discussion I was going to have with you before you already started this plan.
Yeah.
Is once I give you the gunpowder
Uh-huh.
and you turn into a rat,
Yep.
you can't get it out of you.
I would turn into me in
transform.
there.
And
I
then
would
what?
start it on fire, turn into a rat again, and run. I said I have to wait an hour.
You have. Oh, you want a short rest. I get it.
Yes.
I get it. I get
said,
it.
in an hour, I can.
I was like, you can't do that. You're going to be stuck inside there, you dummy.
Right. And
Okay.
there was
Let's
an
do it
order
now.
guy that said he was willing to sacrifice himself.
Who said that?
The order guy. I don't remember. He's the
Sell
drow
it.
Sell it.
fellow.
Oh, sell it?
Who said sacrifices must be made. If I don't get out and the place blows up, go on with the plan. I can blow it up. It'll happen. I will be successful.
How much, Mike, how much damage does the gunpowder keg do?
A 6-pound keg of gunpowder?
Yeah.
That's gonna do some damage, man.
See, here's the thing. Here's
Mike
the
doesn't
thing.
know actually how much that is, but Mike did see the Mythbusters where they put 6 pounds of match heads in a 5-gallon bucket, and it blew up a football field.
Okay,
Mhm,
in
mhm, mhm.
in the actual D&D item
Yeah,
of gunpowder,
yeah.
it's 20 pounds is a small one. Is a keg. A keg is 20 pounds and it does 7d6 fire.
I feel like that's not enough.
So we're talking
I
about
feel like that's not
21d6.
enough either. No, 7d6.
Yeah, but if that's 20, and we have... Oh, wait, 20.
No,
Sorry.
20 pounds. 20 pounds. Mine's 6.
Mm.
Oh. Yeah.
Hey, this is where D&D mechanics gets broken versus real life.
Yeah.
I
So-
I will definitely rule that.
But a powder horn is 2 pounds and it does 3d6.
Yeah, see, that's...
So
Yep, I will... You are
so
confident.
we shouldn't worry about the damage it does.
Correct. I gave
Okay.
that to you with the intent purpose that you would use it to blow something up.
Okay.
And I
cool.
didn't know what
All
it was going to be or how this was going to go.
But it was going to blow
It
some
was
stuff
going to
up.
blow something up. So
Okay. All right, cool. All right.
I'm going to let you blow something up. This is a fun,
Okay.
it's a fun plan.
Okay.
So
Um,
I'll
so-
let you guys decide. Filbert's okay with either idea, but he really... So just so you know, Filbert has really gotten on that whole, like, the bigger, greater good thing and sell it, saying that they were about to sacrifice 50 people so that we could get our family out. He's not okay with a not granite back making the only sacrifice. And he's basically conveying that to you guys in this statement of, we don't all need to go in, but if you guys really want to, we can, or Ratbert can take care of business.
Here's the thing. Thanik thinks that comparing a granite back sacrificing themselves to a bunch of drow sacrificing themselves
50.
is not comparable. The drow should go sacrifice themselves just for being drow.
I knew it. I knew that's where that was going.
All right.
That being said, it's not a bad plan, and it's one that I was thinking of as well. You going in there, dropping off the powder keg, and then taking off.
I got this.
All right.
It's going to go great.
So you guys find a place to rest. You're not far from the Burning Throat if you want to head to the tavern. Or you can just hang out somewhere nearby. You guys do what you want to do.
Well,
Let's yeah, go ahead.
First thing we need to figure out is where are the slaves going to be taken? Which boat are they going to be taken to? We need to discover that, which I'm hoping our Bloodspear friends will have gotten distracted somehow, and instead of following Achilleos, figured that out for us. But I mean, that's Filbert praying.
He's leaving with the slaves, isn't he?
We don't.
Oh, I
think
guess it
so.
doesn't know. I guess I don't know.
No. Filbert is pretty sure, based on the conversation he heard, that Achilleos is going to leave by a specific route, assuming we are going to follow him based on his statement. And it's kind of that bait and switch thing where he's going one way, we're supposed to follow him to try and get the thing, and instead the slaves are being put on a ship. Filbert feels like he got that tidbit of information.
Yeah, but
no, that makes
we
sense.
also don't know if that was double talk too.
I'm fairly certain there's no way there could be. He had no reason to speak out of turn when none of us were there.
Yeah, but you don't know he can't see your thing,
Oh,
your pet.
That's fair. I did say I wanted it hidden, but I never actually
Yeah, but-
got to.
Well, and Mike also said that, like, you got the impression that,
He spoke very freely.
yeah, that he sounded like he knew this guy too. So
I mean, he very well could have been speaking in code.
yeah.
Mhm.
I don't. This is too deep for me. I don't think it's supposed to be that hard.
I mean, I think the plan is we're probably going to be getting to them. We're going to be getting to them before they get moved anyway. So
Here's the thing: there's only so many boats.
Yeah.
So, how many? I mean, he's buying 600 people. Where's he gonna put it?
What if it's a double reverse, guys? What if he told us the boats
I'm out.
because we think that we will go on the land, and
This
so
is
in
why you're in
fact
Barovia.
we are going to go to the boats while he is taking them on land.
here, let's answer this, Mike. Sellet told us how many boats that we would need to transport all these people anyway, right?
Yeah, they maxed out the 5 that he brought in.
5.
Well, that was just for the 500 that made it across. There are now 600 beings here.
How many boats did we see in the harbor when we came? We wouldn't have been able to see the other dock,
Dozens.
Tons.
but okay.
Dozens.
So the boat option is viable.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so let's assume that it is the boat. It's not a double reverse or a quadruple reverse, and plan on the boat situation.
Okay. Let's just plan on getting to them before they get moved.
All I can hear is Finzini from...
Yes. Yep.
But I am a man who is mortal.
I
You
love
would
that
put
part.
the danger farthest away from you.
Yeah. He says it just like that, too.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, man.
Anyways, an hour goes by. You guys discuss tactics. Goes around and around. Filbert just blinks like most of the conversation. And
He's figuring out the best route as a rat.
yep.
That's what he's doing.
So where are you guys taking this short rest?
At the bar, the dragon.
yeah, sorry,
whatever
at the
you
end.
said it was.
At the
Burning
end.
Throat. All right.
Yeah, burning throat.
So
Yeah. We told people we'd meet up with them anyway, so we should do that.
the owner there is a human woman, big human woman. She's like 6'4", covered in scars, super muscular, short hair. She wears half plate while running her bar.
Nice.
And
Epic.
carries a sword. And in the hour that you're there, you can tell she kills 2 goblins. Goes to kill a third and stops when he flashes her a gang sign, and she puts her weapon away, moves on,
Whoa.
and
A
it's
gang sign?
that's the only way I can really describe it. He definitely makes it like a thieves' cant symbol to her.
I was going to say, would we recognize thieves' cant even if we can't understand it?
Not really.
Okay,
He does
okay.
some
I
business
didn't
with
know how
his
that worked.
fingers, and she backs down.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's a rough place that you're in. Let's see, but an hour goes by, so Filbert rats out.
When she kills the goblins, flip her a gold coin for every goblin she killed.
After that first one,
I love it.
she'd come back to you and she'd say, "I killed them because they were breaking my bar. You should not celebrate goblin death in this quarter."
I wasn't
of the
celebrating goblin death. I was paying you for your services. That's all I was doing.
city. Just saying, it's a bad idea. You don't want the black tongues mad at you.
We're gonna get everybody mad at us by the end of this campaign. I'm not really concerned.
Does Thanos say that to her?
Oh yeah, probably.
Break the fourth wall.
Yep.
Thanos conspiracy theories
She
are
smiles
for
and
the ball
nods and
breaking.
says, "Well, welcome to the Underdark."
This is like
Yeah.
the anime series that's aware of itself. I love it.
So,
Oh,
Filbert rats out. Make another D20 for me,
rats
Filbert.
out.
Well, I'm not gonna put that into play until we know for sure where we're headed
Oh.
after that.
Okay. Well, you do get some communication back from the Blood Spears. They tell you that Achilleos is leaving the city with his guards and they want to know if you want them to pursue.
No.
No.
Okay. So then
How
you're
many-
redirecting them to the docks or to the slaves?
Yeah.
Yes.
To the slaves. To the
Yep,
slaves.
the slaves. Sorry, the slaves.
Yeah,
All
because if they, I don't necessarily want to split that party up.
We don't. We want them all together, and we want
Yeah.
them to watch the slaves so we know where they're going.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our thing. We're going to do this because we're doing it for sell it, and we're going to do that because we're doing it for our people. Let's
Yeah, yeah.
continue with that.
Yeah.
Achilleos will die later.
I'm not really interested. I mean, I am. At the moment, I'm not interested in killing Achilleos. I'm interested in burying him.
Yeah, sure.
And that is a long process.
Sure.
That being said, part of that process begins with stealing all his slaves.
That he just paid for.
I want to stuff his head on a pike and put it out in front of my house.
Tear your heart out with a spoon!
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's where it's at. The blood spears are now heading towards the slaves. Are you waiting on them or right there? Ivan Drago. Yeah, buddy.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Are you waiting for them to respond back or are you going?
That's up to these guys.
Let's get going.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should get going.
Okay.
Let's get the cogs turning, and we'll play it by ear once we get into initiative.
Willie, I will finish the message with things. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait,
This
wait,
is important. This is extremely important. As soon as the rats go boom, everything's gonna go into chaos.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the distraction point.
We need
It's the no turning back point.
the slaves need to be in transit at that point.
Yes, they
That's
do.
Otherwise, they're just gonna get put in lockdown.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
That we are waiting until the slaves are en route,
So
and preferably near us.
Near
How-
the docks.
how quickly that little message back and forth thing?
Yeah.
How quickly is it?
It's almost instant.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll put a little thing that says as soon as the slaves are in transit, we are going to
Mhm.
start.
Specifically, we
plan.
want them more than halfway towards the docks, though, so that they don't. We want the path of least resistance to be forward, not backward.
Yeah,
Unless the group sees them going in the opposite,
Yes.
Okay.
then we need to go immediately.
Okay. Are you communicating that your escape route is on the boats? Do you want to wait till they're loaded or
we might want to wait till they're
Stefan wants to
loaded.
know.
We might want to wait till they're loaded.
I mean, if they're actually headed towards the boats, then
Yeah.
almost like loaded or almost loaded on the boats would be preferable
Question
because it's
for
going to
you,
take us time to
Mike.
get there.
Yeah, we don't want what we don't want is for the boats to be loaded, chaos to go down, and then they leave without us.
Okay.
Um,
Stefan wants to know who's going to sail the boats. Because the boats are going to be full of guards.
The guards will. We're just getting on the boats. We'll worry about it once we're out. We're going to do the same thing Sell It did and take the boats by force once they're away from shore.
So you want us to be slaves?
Yes.
He
On the boats is the best place for us once
No,
they're
that's
in transit.
Great idea. The question is how do we cause this and then
Get onto the boats.
You
yeah.
guys go there. I will go take care of the rats and I will catch up. Fight me.
No, it's not. It's not a matter of fighting. There's some
I'm looking at
misunderstanding
Badak,
happening.
sorry. I'm specifically
No,
looking at
yeah.
Badak.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking about fighting you.
He's the only one that will.
Yeah.
Go. I will catch up.
I am going to swing as hard as I can, punch you in the face,
Hold person.
and then walk away. No, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let
Okay,
you go,
yeah. I'll take the hit.
but I'm not going without a.
Yeah, yeah.
Filber's going to take the hit roll. Or it's damage.
Yeah, I'll take the hit.
One plus
One.
strength.
Plus 3, so 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
Good pop right
I'm
there.
gonna laugh if he dies by 4 damage.
I'll be really upset. I'm not gonna lie.
All right.
Oh,
So, you guys are going to blend in with the slaves then? What are you doing with all your equipment? Because that's not going to blend in with the slaves.
Nope.
I'm going to use my alter self.
Okay.
Oh, very good. Do you want the bag of
Give
holding?
it all to you?
You need the bag of holding. I'm giving you the bag of holding.
Yes, I want the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm giving you everything. I'm just taking I am taking her boots, her little shoes. I'm taking her little and I'm going to take my focus, my little U wand, and that's all I'm going to take on my person.
Okay.
Because I have no guarantee that I'm coming back.
How much stuff can the bag of holding actually hold?
Everything it's got in it at the moment.
Enough.
Yeah, but plus.
So we're planning on trying to get on the
Pretty close
boats.
to maximum.
Yeah.
We're planning on trying to get on the boats, like basically almost naked, no equipment, and then get ready and
Take the ships by force.
take the ships by force.
Yep. Same way Sell It did.
Yep.
He gave us that plan. That is
Okay.
what Sell It gave us.
No, that's a great plan. I actually really like this plan.
Are we able to
So
get
I
our other
punched you in the face.
compatriots to the same spot?
Blood spears.
Yep. You
The blood
you
spears?
can bring the blood spears in on this as well.
Okay.
So bag of holding is maxed out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any mushrooms that we can remove from the bag to free up some space?
The answer to that question is yes. However, Filbert will be very upset if you do it.
We're not going to tell them.
Are we able to go find some cheap weaponry
Why?
For what?
for
Well,
the
we got-
500 other slaves?
Oh yeah, but we can't put it anywhere.
No,
We can put it in a bag of holding potentially. It
Don't
might
we
have
have
any
bag of holding?
I
mushrooms.
don't have that much mushrooms. I've only
Oh.
got a few mushrooms. None of it's really. I haven't kept the gratuitous amounts of mushrooms. Those are unfortunately lost when we lost our guild.
We have the equipment that we got from the draw before we crossed
That
the
all went with
lake,
the
right?
guys
That went with
That went the
other-
last one. Yep.
So I think you guys will be fine. I mean, you guys are strong. We have blood spears. I think we'll go well.
You could pick up
Here's-
some extra daggers without drawing too much suspicion to yourselves. Drop them in the bag so you could arm a few extra people.
Okay, let's do that.
Here is my number one concern with this plan. We're all going to have to be on separate boats.
Yeah, and some people are probably going to die.
Tell me why you need to be on separate boats.
Because there's going to be more than one boat.
Because we've got to take over 5 boats.
We
Yeah,
could
at
board
least.
the other boats.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but not after they've already killed a bunch of the hostages.
Do it
Slaves.
stealthily. That's future use problem. Let's worry about that later.
Yeah.
That's a different adventure that Mike's going to write for us.
Well, no, it's not a different adventure because we need to figure out if we need to be on different boats or not.
Sure.
All right. Plan is set in motion. Filbert,
Yeah.
you go running out of the inn.
And as he goes running, I'll go, no, here's the gunpowder.
You got everything you need, and you transform into a rat
Mm-hmm.
and scurry off, doing your rat thing.
we go.
Make a stealth check for me.
As a rat.
Yep.
Okay.
I would say you're proficient in stealth.
You're going to
So
say
yes, pass without a trace.
you're proficient in rat.
Oh yeah. Before I go, I will cast Pass Without a Trace and
That's
keep
fair.
that on myself.
This is definitely a sneaky thing. You would do this ahead of time.
Ooh, 25.
All right. So you slip into rat form, scurry off. You do right when you start to scurry off. You are being followed by a couple of cranium rats, but you lose them.
Okay.
And you make
I'm a rat. Can I have Albert kind of carry me when I feel like I'm being tailed?
This owl come out of nowhere and grab this random rat.
Just eats me like that's not an abnormal Underdark thing for a shadowy bird to eat a rat.
Probably not. So you are snatched up by Owlbert and flown over to the building and dropped right outside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You guys and Team Bloodspear blend in as the slaves are being marched out. They're being watched pretty closely, but they're mostly being watched for people running away.
not
For-
coming in.
for coming
People
in.
joining. Yeah.
Yeah, so make a couple of stealth checks at advantage.
We would like to be slaves.
And
Say that again?
because you guys can make these at advantage because you're not wearing heavy armor right now.
Oh yeah. Let me fix that.
Ooh.
Can Hazani cast Pass Without a Trace by chance?
No,
No.
Oh,
she's
that didn't roll it. That's weird.
that's a druid or ranger.
Ranger. That's right.
Spell. Bards can pick it up too.
Well, good thing it was at advantage.
Good thing we got advantage.
Yeah,
Is
I had to
it
manually
advantage?
roll it.
Is it advantage or is it?
He said
It's advantage because you're not wearing armor.
Yeah.
If you look
I
at
know.
mine, yeah, because I'm still wearing the armor.
No, what I'm saying is, are we rolling? What would I? Did Mike say roll at advantage? Or
At
did he say
advantage,
just roll?
yes.
Yep.
Yes, at advantage.
and you will actually get it.
Oh my gosh! Hold on. So that's
Boom, baby.
Nice.
15 plus 2, right?
Yep.
No, because we're not wearing our cloaks.
That's
Oh,
true.
right.
You're not.
Mav
But-
is.
Yeah, Mav.
Yeah, Mav is.
All right, you guys blend in, and Team Blood Spear. Let me make some rolls for them. All right, one of them fails, and
Report.
I'm going to say it's Stefan. And so he gets picked up, caught, and he makes a scene, and then decks one of the drow right in the face. And he looks around, and as his men slide into the group, and he gets pounced on by a couple of other drow, and one of them just comes up and just runs him through, throws him off to the side, and then the intellect devourers come out.
Ah,
Oh, buddy.
But everybody else makes it into the lineup, and you guys are marched down to the docks, and you see 3 large vessels. These look like galleons. The ships that were being used before were more of large longships. These are big. They'll fit all 3 of these with about 200 people on each one. Will fit the entire group. And so you're being marched down, and I almost wish that I knew you guys were going to do this way, because I would have saved the Fists of Iron, Backs of Stone bit for right here. That would have been really awesome, but I never know what you're doing, so I want to make sure I got it out there. But you do, you slip into line, and you look over, and you see your friends. You see that team. They're all there. Racky's looking rough, but Dal and Fizz are there, and Gravel's there as well. And
Oh, he is. He still made it.
yeah, he's got
Oh,
a
good for him.
huge black eye, but he's
Oh.
there. And so you guys are marched down to the docks, and you're waiting in line to be loaded on.
it's probably good for a commoner level up.
Yeah.
Filbert,
Yep.
make a stealth check as you sneak into this building in a rat form.
Yep.
Yes!
I'm a stealthy rat.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So you crawl
That's
in.
huge.
You crawl into a hole. You find one that no other cranium rats are in at the moment, and so you crawl in and you get into the room, and you're making it across the floor. And as you do, the intellect devourers turn and look at you, because now you're going way out into the room, and the couple of them start to kind of come closer to you. But then they stop and look up, and their proboscises start to like wave around in the air, and then they just dive into their grates.
What are they looking at?
You have no idea, but they have left.
They looked up first?
Make it quick, buddy.
Their proboscises were looking around, almost like they were sniffing the air. And then they dove into the
Okay.
grates, and they're currently not there.
Oh,
Good.
I know what they picked up.
Yeah.
no.
I think I did too.
Yeah.
I have no idea. So
They
I'm
may
gonna
be
go on.
That's
going
good,
to be
because-
a certain blood spear captain.
Oh!
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you guys made some cover for me. Good job.
Yeah.
Well, he did.
Yeah. We didn't do anything.
Okay, I'm gonna put the thing by the thing. I'm gonna light it up, and I'm gonna try and get out of here as quick as I can.
Okay, so you transform back into Filbert, use your
Yep.
action to light it, and then I need you to make 2 intelligence saving throws as the cranium rats turn on you and bombard your brain.
That's my brain.
Good thing it's lit.
Yeah.
I totally should have blessed you, Phil. I'm sorry.
I was thinking about
It's
it.
okay.
and I
It'll
didn't-
bless only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
As soon
That's
as we
the
left,
first
I was
one
like,
there,
it's
Mike.
not going to work.
What?
That's the first one.
Okay. Filbert, you are stunned.
Yep.
All right.
No. Oh,
Everybody else, make stealth checks at advantage as you're being loaded onto this boat and you're trying to act inconspicuous.
no. Phil, no. Yikes.
I'm gonna cry.
Jeez.
I got some hit points.
Oh, I
Might
think
be
you don't
okay.
have that +3.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
So 19, 11, and
I actually
8.
have +1.
Mav, you and Thanak, nobody doesn't think you're slaves. But a couple of them think you're looking a little too
Clean.
good and clean
Yeah.
and like a little too hale. That's the word for it. That's the old word for it
Yep.
at the
yep.
moment. So you get roughed up a bit. You get
Nice.
punched around quite a bit, and then they throw bags over your heads. Othig, you're watching all this happen. What do you want to do?
I'm just gonna let it play out for the moment.
All right.
Yep.
So
Let it happen.
you let it play out for a moment, and they stop beating up your friends after a little bit, and they shove everybody down into the hold where you are all clamped in leg irons.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
And shortly thereafter, you guys hear a huge explosion.
No.
And that's where we're going to stop.
I
for
knew
tonight.
it! I knew
Yeah,
it!
that's where I'm going to leave you.
Oh!
It's only 6 after 9.
Phil, tell me about your new character.
He didn't even make his second intelligence roll yet.
It is, but, well, he was going to need to pass 2 in order to get back out.
Oh, okay.
I failed the first one.
Yeah, so I didn't need to have him roll the second one.
Did Tabby's little shoes help me at all?
We'll
Hey,
talk
Phil.
about it.
You want the ring of shifting?
Oh, that's a valid point. I didn't roll my d6. Would that matter? Because I didn't expect them to try and stun me.
You probably should have. It wouldn't have mattered. Well,
No, because you wouldn't have been shocked by their appearance. It's more of a jump
Gotcha,
scare.
gotcha.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
Not,
Yep.
it's the wrong
I
kind of
mean-
scare.
Filbert was fully prepared for everything that was going on there. He was ready.
yeah,
How do I move my entire inventory?
you can't. It's all gone.
I have to move it into the party
Oh,
sheet.
I suppose. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, because of the bag of holding?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just
Oh,
I
gotta,
didn't
man.
want to
just
move
gotta-
it just in case I
gotta
made it back.
drag.
All right. I didn't know if there was a way to drag all.
No. So, yeah, that's a good stopping spot because you guys are not doing any. This did not go the way I expected this to go tonight. So,
Did you expect murder hobo?
no, but I did expect you guys to be out in the contested lands, out in the wilds, and not back in the ocean. So,
Because we were going to fight for
but
it.
it just played out better, and honestly, the whole bit with Achilleos, that like I just did that on the spot because it was cool. Phil wanted to listen, and I was like, oh yeah, I feel if he's gonna listen, then I'm totally gonna hatch a new plot. So it just kind of story drifted that way instead. Yeah, there it is. Now I got to figure out what to do. I was gonna get you out of the Underdark this week.
Well,
Nope.
we'll get out of it next week,
We'll see.
or not, or not.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Granitebacks are living their dream, becoming
Yeah.
pirates.
We were
Yeah.
supposed to get out of it tonight?
Mm-hmm. You
We'd
could
have to... We could have?
Yep, you could have. I wasn't going to expedite this stuff out in the wilderness for too terribly long, but that's all right. We went a different route, so I
right.
will prepare for that route more fully, and we'll see what happens.
man. Like I knew.
I don't know.
As soon as you said, I'm gonna go in there. I was like, "Hi, Phil."
I feel like still on the ships, we could get out in about 5 more minutes.
Oh
Nice.
man.
Good.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go eat.